This is the School Bus Stop of the Game, presented by NHTSA. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Baptist Healthcare. You're watching Gene's Floor Covering, Friday Night Rivals.
Welcome to Milton High School and opening night of year 12 of Friday Night Rivals. Hi, everyone. Dan Shugart filling in for Christian Garman. We gave the weather guy the night off, so naturally it's been raining all day. Here with Jeff Price, we are delighted to open another season of high school football right here on WFGX. Tonight, we have the Milton Panthers and the Crestview Bulldogs, two teams that had their struggles of varying degrees a year ago. Both teams have reason to expect better things this year, Jeff.
Yeah, Crestview coming off a 4-6 season, not what Coach Grant, third-year Coach Grant, by the way, Thomas Grant, wanted. But you know what? They've made a quarterback change here from last year. Hopefully not going to turn the football over a little bit, but we'll talk more about that when we get to the keys to the game.
Meanwhile, Milton 0-10 a year ago. Of course, it's a very, very proud program, has been for decades. They brought in Ronnie Douglas, whose proven track record as a coach is maybe unparalleled as far as building programs.
Yeah, and everybody's excited. Talking to everybody walking around, even from the announcer over here at Milton, he told us, hey, everybody's excited. New year from 0-10. Aiden Spratt, I think, said it best. We can only go up from last year. Well said, young man.
And they have talent on this team, so they have reason to expect better days ahead. Third member of our group is our Herd Real Estate sideline reporter, Haley Samples. She joins us now.
Thanks, guys. I'm so excited to be a part of the Friday Night Rivals crew this year. I am down here on the field, and we've seen quite a bit of rain coming down in the hours leading up to kickoff. I was watching some of the players warming up, and I was definitely seeing some cleats sliding around, so field conditions will definitely be a factor in tonight's game. But I'll be down here on the sidelines all night long, bringing you guys more updates. Back to you.
Thank you, Haley. Well, keys to the game, especially when it's a little bit wet, and it is a little bit wet, both coaches will say, take care of the football. That's been a mantra for Crestview going into the season. Always the same thing for Milton. Two quarterbacks in this game really, really talented.
Yeah, quarterback Zy Tassin, that's the gentleman we talked about. Look, a little bit of work last year. McQueen was the guy, but you know what? They wanted to make a change, but they felt like they were turning the football over too much. So in the rain, in this situation right here, I think it's going to lean on the running backs and that offensive line, which I think I give a little bit of an edge to Crestview tonight.
And K.D. Hall, a quarterback for Milton, played wide receiver, defensive back. He's already committed to Florida as a defensive back. Really, really talented athlete.
Yeah, and then you also got David Aboya on that defensive side of the ball, a Southern Miss commit. The defense, they're stacked, they're ready. Coach Douglas, we know he always plays hard-nosed defense. I think this weather kind of plays into his style.
All right, we'll see how it plays out. It's Milton and Crestview. Kickoff coming right up.
You're watching Gene's Floor Covering, Friday Night Rivals.
All right, back at Milton High School, where the Milton Panthers on the home field in their traditional black and old gold trim. Out the captains are out at midfield. There you see that is Katie Hall, number 3. He's the quarterback for the Panthers. Played defensive back, wide receiver. Had some injury issues a year ago, but he is their best athlete. And Ronnie Douglas, taking over this program, wanted to put the ball in his best athlete's hands as much as he can, so he'll be taking the snaps and playing quarterback. Great running back, great running threat, but he's also developing quite a bit as a passing threat as well, although if you followed any of the Ronnie Douglas teams at Tate and then at Pine Forest, they love to run the veer style with a couple of backs, and of course the running threat of the quarterback in that is certainly a factor. So the Panthers have elected to receive, or winning the opening kickoff, and looked like they won the toss and elected to receive. And if so, Katie Hall, number 3, there you see, as we mentioned in the pregame, he's already committed to the University of Florida as a defensive back. We have an interesting situation, Jeff. The 2 quarterbacks in tonight's game, Zy Tassin for Crestview. Of course, he's just a junior. And then the senior, Katie Hall, for Milton. Both quarterbacks in this game certainly will play college football and may even make it onto the NFL as defensive backs. Both coaches, each of the 2 head coaches, think that that's what the future holds for their teams. And here come the Crestview Bulldogs.
A little backflip to get us going. Well, talking about the Crestview Bulldogs, look, this is a team that 4-6 last year. We talked about it. They lost some tough games. We actually had them on Friday Night Rivals last year against that vaunted Pace Patriots team. You know, Pace, God bless America, you couldn't get the ball off as a quarterback because that defensive front was just so nasty and how they run the football. But again, they were a younger team, much more improved this year. We talked about it in the open with Zy Tassin taking over at the helm. They believe he's going to be the guy to hold on to the ball a little bit better, not turn it over. Turnovers were a big issue last year with McQueen turning it over 13 times. So Coach Grant had mentioned, hey, listen, we're just going to try to make a change, see if it can help us out. Obviously not turning the football over it's usually a pretty good recipe for success.
They will throw the ball. That's not his strength. I mean, that's the one area of his game that really needs the most development. He is a running threat, of course, a wide receiver, and did some work at running back as well last year, and some quarterback. Not much, but a little bit of play at quarterback. But his passing game is what really needs to develop the most. But if he can get the ball to his receivers, he's got some talent out there. Number 1, Patrick Rogers, for Crestview we're talking about, is really an explosive threat. And he's one guy. And there's some depth at receiver. C.J. Reynolds wears number 3, and Chasen Lawrence number 15. And they'll also run the ball. Crestview is playing without Manuel Robinson, who was injured in last week's Kickoff Classic. And he's a running back that's going to be out for anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. Had an elbow injury. He's already got an offer from Troy, and he's just a junior, not a legal offer yet, but they said, we're interested. When we can give you an offer, stay tuned. Anyway, so it'll be Crestview kicking off to Milton. Panthers 2 deep return men back at the 5-yard line. The kick is coming down short of that to about the 28, and out of bounds it goes, and carried out of bounds at the 29-yard line, and that's where Milton will put it in play. 1st and 10 with the offense of the Panthers led by K.D. Hall at quarterback. He's got a couple of running backs with him. Kyle Paul wears number 2 as they come off the sideline. And Antonio Middleton at number 0 at running back. And we'll set that offense for you in a moment. Brendan Ferris, number 4, tight end. And the wide receivers, Ezra Jones, 16. He is a talent. Wyatt Holland wears number 7. David Aboya will also play receiver as well. He is dangerous. So they're deep at receiver. In our first snap, we don't even get to the snap as Crestview's defensive front jumps offside.
I love it. Look, first play of the game, first play of the official season here, and Milton goes on a hard count. Great job. Go ahead and
our officials. Michael Parks, our referee tonight. This is his opening game of his 50th year.
I didn't think you were supposed to say that.
I know I wasn't, but he knew he was talking to a former reporter when he said that. Dan Matacheros, the umpire, Aaron Jacobs, Aaron Milligan, Eric Esmond, Rick Johnson, and Dustin Walker, the rest of the Miracle Strip Officials Association crew working tonight's game. And now that option, and K.D. Hall kept it. I thought he did. He lose the ball for a second and fall on it? I believe so, but he falls forward to the 38-yard line. They will mark him.
Yeah, I think he just lost his footing again for probably the 2 hours before the game. It was absolutely pouring, but you see the Milton offense right there with K.D. Hall, Kyle Paul at running back with Middleton, Wyatt Holland, and Ezra Jones at wide receiver. They'll rotate those guys. Brendan Ferris, really good tight end for them. Strickland, Longmire, Bishop, Browder, and Baxley up front. Those guys are going to be huge.
And Baxley has been maybe their best offensive lineman here in the early going. Big hit in the backfield, but Hall kept it, and he's wrapped up and dropped for a loss. And back there making the play for the Crestview defense is number 8, Gabe Gottlieb, coming up from the secondary to make the stop. Here's the Crestview defense. Stone Colburn, Gabe Holland, Jordan Stoudemire up front. The linebackers, Dakota Jones. He is a talented young man at linebacker. Landon Scott. Brody Golightly, transferred in from Arkansas. And Will Lyle, that's the linebacking crew. And then Sean Johns, Gabe Gottlieb, C.J. Reynolds, and Max Anderson. Anderson led the team in tackles a year ago. And Anderson, they'll move these guys around defensively from safety up to linebacker, maybe even to the line of scrimmage. They love to move the defensive players around. And Milton on the ground again and finding tough going on a 3rd down. And the Crestview defense coming up with the stop on 3rd, and the punting unit comes on for Milton. One of our features this year, the school bus stop of the game. There's your first candidate right there, turning the ball over for Crestview, getting the ball for the Bulldogs. It is sponsored by NHTSA. We'll have more on that in a moment. One of our sponsors across the Friday Night Rivals franchise. NHTSA getting the message across that you must stop for the school buses when they stop on the road. More on that in a bit. And, running up and then getting the punt away and getting a roll. Nice effect. Get away from it, young man. And it rolls inside the 20 and down at the 19-yard line. Down there for Milton by number 44, James Thompson, down on the coverage. So a nice punt. And Crestview will start inside their 20-yard line at the 19, 1st and 10.
Well, that's a great start for Crestview. Obviously want to get a huge stop to start off the game here. We knew Milton was going to try to run the football and enforce their will right there. But here we go for Crestview. What's this offense going to look like this year? You talked about it. Can Tassin make a few passes tonight to lighten up the load up front in that front seven of defense?
Sean Cobb at running back number 2 behind Tassin. And 2 receivers over here to the right. And straight ahead, that is Cobb, and he's got some room behind that offensive line. Runs over a tackler out to they lost the ball for a moment, or did he? A big hit there by the Milton linebacker, Kwame Benton, 18, hit him, but it's a first down for Crestview right off the bat with a run of 14 yards. Set this offense for you in a moment for Crestview. Tassin looking to throw. And he turns it up, crosses the 40-yard line, steps out at about the 43. So Tassin showing that he can make something where there really wasn't anything, but just outrunning the defensive pursuit.
Well, if you look right there, Patrick Rogers, they're leaving him uncovered over the middle, basically just asking the safety up top to try to cover him. But, boy, oh, boy, when you watch that Zy Tassin run, you see why he is such a talented mobile quarterback.
So he picked up about 8 yards on the play out to the 42-yard line. Second down and 2 here in the first possession of the game for the Crestview Bulldogs. We'll set the offense for you first chance we get. They have a big offensive line and a young offensive line, but there's Tassin keeping it, and there he goes.
Oh, boy.
And you're not catching him. Zy Tassin, well, we knew he could do that from a year ago, and he strikes first. Crestview's on the board here at Milton. It took him about a little over 2.5 minutes to get the first points of the game. 9:17 to go in the first quarter. It is 6-0 Crestview. On the long run, 62 yards, I believe, for Zy Tassin.
Yeah, you just wondered how Milton was going to match up speed-wise. We knew Crestview was lightning fast, but opening drive.
Opening drive, 3 plays, 81 yards, 32 seconds.
Sufficient.
On to attempt the extra point, and
looks like it's blocked.
It looks blocked, yeah. So 6 is all they're going to get as that extra point. Trey Harden's extra point was blocked. He was 13 for 14 a year ago, and now 0 for 1. 6-0 Crestview, and Milton's fans. The crowd really thought the rain was going to keep them down a little bit, but it was a late arriving crowd, but it's starting to fill in, and still some cars pulling in to the parking lot. So people still arriving for this opening night here, and opening night of Friday Night Rivals. Dan Shugart, Jeff Price, Derek Diamond keeping the stats for us.
Well, we're going to get to see Milton come back out on offense. Interested in how they're going to approach this. Looked like they kind of got bullied up front by that defensive front of Crestview right there. We're going to see, obviously, Katie's going to have to throw the football a little bit here. We'll see if they go right back to what they did last time, or they're going to try to open it up.
You know, I was talking about the Crestview offense and that offensive line of theirs. They have 3 juniors and a sophomore on that offensive line, so that bodes well for the future. And we'll, as soon as we set the lineup, their offensive lineup for you, which we'll do the next time they have the ball. And they obviously got a lot of work done. They were excited. Thomas Grant, head coach of Crestview, is excited about the offensive line and their potential to hang on to the ball. The kickoff sails out of bounds, penalty. So Milton's going to get good field position here to start their second drive of this first quarter, trailing now 6-0.
Yeah, it looked like Preston Bradley and David Aboya back to receive for Milton. Probably a good idea to keep it away from those guys.
Both these teams had encouraging kickoff classics. Crestview took on Catholic and did a nice job defensively in that game. They were pretty happy with what they were able to do against the Crusaders. And Milton played Choctaw and hung with them. And we know the Choctaws loaded this year again. Yep. And so both teams had encouraging kickoff classics. But now you got to do it for real. And starting on the 35-yard line, there you see Caden Hall with the 2 backs behind him. Kyle Paul and Middleton. Blitz off the corner. Hall keeps it. He's going to be wrapped up and dropped for a loss. Blitzing off the corner and making the play defensively. That was Sean Johns, number 10. He's listed as a defensive back, but he walks up into an outside linebacker spot and rushed off the corner. He was unblocked and ran Hall down from behind. So a loss of the play of a yard, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, so far, Crestview's defense is just too fast for that offensive line to be able to get any kind of block on him right now. KD Hall kind of running for his life.
And there you see Dakota Jones, number 5, up at sort of a stand-up end, a rush end. He's listed as a linebacker. So they move people around and then walk up in the middle. I was the linebacker, Landon Scott, and I think he might have been in on the stop. So is Gabe Holland, 91. He's the guy jumping up and down, and I think he made the big hit. So Milton really struggling offensively against this defensive front. Yeah, that's Holland, 91.
Unblocked.
Also in there was Jordan Stoudemire, 96. So the early going, the battle along the trenches belongs to the Bulldogs, and it'll be 3rd down and about 12 from the 33-yard line.
Yeah, great job by Holland, just shooting the gap right there. I highly doubt he was meant to be unblocked, but see what happens.
4-man front, and they get the pass off, just leading the tight end a little bit ahead of him. That pass was intended for the tight end, Brendan Farish, but a 3 and out again for the Panthers as Hall led him too much. Incomplete pass. 4th down, and the punting team comes on again. That'll be Hall who stays in there. He does the punting. Of course, last time he punted, he took about 3 or 4 full strides forward and got rid of it. And
kicked it mighty low.
And he kicked it mighty low, but, you know, again, it's Caden Hall. When he takes about 3 or 4 strides, you always have to be aware of the fact that he may take off. Although this certainly wouldn't seem to be the situation to do that. Yeah, he just sort of pooches it down there.
He's got that pooch down, though.
He does. And not letting him return it and covering it at about the 35-yard line. The same man who covered the last punt was there to cover it again. That's number 44, James Thompson, the senior. This time they'll mark it at the 35-yard line. So that is where the Bulldogs will put it in play. Remember, they drove the length of the field. They drove 81 yards in 3 plays last time they had it. A 62-yard run. By Zy Tassin, got him on the board.
All right, 3 plays last time. 3 plays, 81 yards. See if they can beat it. Uh-oh.
And snap, Tassin again. Gets the pass off. It's short, incomplete just as well. The defense was coming up to cover his target. That was intended for C.J. Reynolds, number 3.
That's a great recovery by Tassin, and then kind of throwing it away right there, not really trying to do too much. You see the Crestview offense with Tassin at quarterback, Chasean Cobb, Patrick Rogers, and C.J. Reynolds with Chase and Lawrence. Tarian Easter, Washington, Marsteller, Burns, Washington, Colin Thomas, the big offensive line up front.
The twin brothers, Chance and Chase, Washington up front, so they've already got a lot of work done up front. 2nd down and 10. Another flag, and Thomas Grant
wants a timeout.
Or he wants a timeout instead. So, yeah, I thought I saw the flag coming off. So we'll take a break right here. 6-0, Crestview here in the early going. Timeout on the field on Friday Night Rivals.
You're watching Gene's Floor Covering, Friday Night Rivals.
Crestview offense back on the field after calling the timeout. First timeout of the game. They have the 6-0 lead. This is the Bulldogs' second possession of the game. And they face a 2nd and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Their offensive line has certainly had the better of things here in the very early going. Handoff, and this time stood up at the line of scrimmage. That was Patrick Rogers running out of the backfield and not running far, as that defensive front for Milton rises to the occasion, and we'll set the Milton defense for your first chance we get. Yeah, apparently it's our first chance. Siren Fleming at defensive end. C.J. Marsh, Chafin Marsh's son, at nose guard. Keeson K.J. Johns, defensive end. Ariston Johnson, Aiden Spratt, Lorenzo Davis, also playing linebacker, nose guard. Matthew McDonald, Kwamik Benton at linebacker. David Aboya, R.J. Coleman on the corners, and Mario Hayes is the safety. And I didn't have to race through that lineup as we have a player shaking up on the field. The starting lineups tonight sponsored by Florida Insurance Agency. Delighted to bring you the starting lineups for tonight's game. First game of the season, year 12 of Friday Night Rivals. I'm filling in, Dan Shugart filling in for Christian Garman. He'll be back next week when we have the Catholic at Pace tomorrow night. You guys will get a good look at the Pace Patriots, who graduated some real talent, but they are still loaded by all accounts. Catholic, big changes there. Bobby Clayton taking over as head coach as Matt Adams retired as a coach. And so Bobby Clayton's got his team there. Catholic had a lot of rebuilding to do, but they've got a lot of talent as well. Thomas Grant, the Crestview coach, saw Catholic last week in the Kickoff Classic. He said, yeah, I know they lost a lot of guys, but boy, they didn't look like they lost a lot of guys. So Catholic and Pace in next week's game. Tassin now looking to throw, pursued and throws it away. Good coverage downfield and good pursuit by the Milton defense, who here on the second possession, after giving up that quick touchdown on the first drive in 3 plays, this time they rise to the occasion on 3rd and 8. They get their stop, and Crestview will have to punt it away for the first time. And the Bulldogs punter is Callan Billings, a sophomore, wearing number 24. Connor Zazada will snap it back to Billings.
Yeah, you look at Crestview, and Crestview tried to run all those receivers down the field almost like they were trying to open it up for Tassin. But great pursuit by that Panther defense, especially, like you said, after that first drive.
There's a lot of youth, including that punter, who gets that one away nicely. Left-footed drive, drives him back to the 15-yard line, having to cover it up there is the Milton return man, R.J. Coleman, as he lost the handle. And so Milton will have to start, well, this is a problem they had a week ago in the Kickoff Classic against Choctaw. And Ronnie Douglas was talking about, we really started deep in our own territory, whether it was fumbling a snap or just having bad position to start a drive. They were able to overcome it and for much of the night, and stayed with Choctaw most of the night. Hard to tell, though, in a Kickoff Classic. You have the varsity will play maybe a half, and then you have
rotating so many guys out.
JV players playing, and so it's hard to tell from a final score, how really the varsity shapes up. But they were able to, and you don't know what coaches are showing you either. But they were able to hang with them, and if you can do that physically with Choctaw, then there is promise there. So the drive starts at the 15-yard line, straight ahead on the handoff, and maybe a 3-yard gain there for the Milton running back. That's Kyle Paul, the senior, 5'8", 156 yards.
Boy, you got to wonder how hard Crestview is firing off the ball. Maybe you go to that hard count, maybe a play action, quick pick and pop to the tight end here, kind of loosen them up a little bit, because, boy, they are bringing everybody. Milton's offensive line, they've starting 4 seniors on that offensive line, 4 seniors and a junior. Bradley Bishop, number 60, is the center on that offensive line. They've got some depth there, and how they develop will go a long way towards determining how much success the Panthers have this year. Hall keeps it. He was tripped up back about the 20-yard line, got across the 20-yard line. Max Anderson is the one who I think got a hand on him, and Hall gets out across the 20. 4-yard pickup, and it'll be a 3rd down, and let's call it 3. 3rd and 3 as Milton trying to keep this drive alive, and that's a key. Ezra Jones, number 16. He is an explosive talent. Ezra, there he is, 16, a wide receiver.
brought the play in, I believe, from the sideline. And he's a kid
6'4", 170.
Yeah, he's going to play. Probably has a chance to play on Saturday as well. Hall keeps straight ahead, needs to get to the 25-yard line. He reaches ahead. He was down before he crossed the 25, but he reached it ahead and might have the first down. Nope, they said he's down just before the 25-yard line, so just shy of the first down.
Good running room, but what a great tackle right there from Landon Scott.
Landon Scott flashing in, the linebacker, junior linebacker, 5'11", 180, wearing number 20. I tell you, they come from all angles, don't they? Linebacker. And
I would not fall asleep right here with KD holding this football, especially on 4th and inches.
It's a 6-0 ball game, and they did rise to the occasion defensively and came up with the stop. So you might not feel quite as the desperate need to come up with any kind of trick plays now, but we'll have a timeout on the field. We did mention that we have been joined here by NHTSA as part of our sponsor package. The NHTSA bus stop of the game presented by NHTSA. Want to stay tuned later in tonight's game. We will be highlighting the school bus stop of the game presented by NHTSA. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when that stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. That message paid for by NHTSA. And that should be obvious. The school bus is stopping. You slow down. If it does stop, stop behind it. My goodness, how many people do you have to tell that? Anyway, it's a great message, and we're getting it to our viewers here and across the country.
Yeah, it's a shame you actually have to tell people that, school bus, it's stop. Like, if there's any kind of question, stop. Obviously, the safety of the kids and everybody a part of that. And we see it all too often, even in our own area here. So, folks out there, just take an extra second, slow down. I promise you, wherever you're going, it ain't worth it.
Yep. The law does say if it's a divided highway or if there's a unpaid median of 5 feet or wider, and you're coming in opposing traffic across the way, you can keep going then. But that's the only time. You're letting them know. You're locked and loaded. If it's not a divided highway or if you're behind them, stop. Message brought to you by NHTSA. All right, going for it. 4th down and short. There's the snap, and the first down is the right side of the offensive line. Charges ahead and getting the first down. First down of the night for the Panthers. And they get a nice round of applause from this crowd who's warming to the occasion. Jeff touched on it in the pregame. There's a lot of excitement here at Milton with Ronnie Douglas coming aboard, but Cam Hall following behind the right side of that offensive line. Bo Browder, Bryce Baxley, the right tackle, 6'3", 315, number 74. He graded out against Catholic last week at the top grade of all the offensive linemen, and also led the Panthers with 48 pancake blocks last year. So he's one of the guys they were relying on that offensive line. He led the way on that play, big number 74. All right, let's take a break. They're taking a break, so we will too.
You're watching Gene's Floor Covering, Friday Night Rivals.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Milton Panthers from the 28-yard line, we'll call it, after picking up that first down on 4th and 1 behind the right side of that offensive line. So Cam Hall with a fresh set of downs. Caden Hall, rather.
Oh,
and
man.
gets across the 30-yard line, bang down there.
Well, I tell you what,
Landon Scott again.
Landon is bringing it tonight. My goodness, throwing his body, putting his body on the line, absolutely trying to blow Katie Hall up. And for a second, it looked like Hall comes around the end. He's got some daylight. And then out of nowhere comes Landon. Woo!
And I tell you, you don't know where people are coming from in this defense. They're
so fast.
They're fast, and they come from all angles. And nobody seems to line up in the same spot from play to play. Straight ahead, wrapped up and dropped on the carry. That was Middleton. The tackle once again made by big number 91, Gabe Holland, the senior nose guard.
Well, Gabe doing a great job shooting that gap once again. Just, man, keeping him from going anywhere. Again, it looks like he's got a little space to run. Holland closes that space real quick, holds on. And keep in mind, it is soaking wet out there. That field is well watered. So it is not easy to make tackles out there.
Yeah, but, the footing, and I was walking around after the rain before the game, and the footing's pretty good for being a wet field. A little bit slick, but overall it's taking the rain pretty well. Man, that's almost a red dog, and they get it outside. And close to the first down on the carry, on the pitch. That was Middleton with the carry.
Boy, Middleton showing a little bit of fire out there.
Yep.
Banging some heads. Watch this.
Katie Hall with the pitch.
Hall.
Yep. Nice block on the corner there by Paul, and finally it dragged down.
You know what I love about it? He's trying to run through him right there instead of run around him, maybe lose another yard. We'll see what Milton does here.
It was Gabe Gottlieb on the tackle. 4th down, and Milton out at the 35-yard line, facing 4th down and about almost four. We'll call it 3. 4th down and 3, and now they will drop back to punt. 2:20 to play first quarter. And boy,
Pooch is just on point. You just got to get out of the way.
You really do need to. And I tell you what, they've been a couple of times back there, and once again, who do you think downed it? Yep, James Thompson again.
That's the money man.
Big 44. He's 3 for 3 on downing punts.
He's Johnny on the spot. Yep, always down there.
I tell you, but the return men for Crestview are hanging around that ball longer than they really need to. And
well, it's so appetizing. They want that big hop to come up so they can just grab it. And it's not happening.
Yep. You don't get it early. If you don't get it before the coverage to get down there, that's just that the risk and reward just isn't there.
All right, we got Tassin and Jay McQueen in the backfield.
All right, McQueen, who of course played quarterback most of the time last year, now playing running back tonight. Tassin hands it to McQueen, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage, and nowhere to go.
It's gonna be hard to run in between the A and B gap right there. This Milton defensive front, but
Lorenzo Davis, number 20, the senior, plays middle linebacker in short yardage situations. He plays nose guard, so he'll move around a little bit as well, but nothing doing there for McQueen. Maybe a yard, 2nd and 9. Tassin, McQueen again.
It's just tough.
Maybe another yard or 2. And once again, the Milton defense, after giving up that early score, looking much better this time around. That was Aiden Spratt, who led the team in tackles a year ago with 77. He had 7 tackles for loss. Aiden Spratt, now a senior, 5'9", 205, number 15, in on that stop. So 3rd down and about 7 from the 23-yard line. Tassin. That ball picked off. Picked off by David Aboya. Aboya with the interception and the first turnover of the game.
Boy, oh boy, we talked about Aboya, the Southern Miss commit. They got talent all over that defense. It was only a matter of time. We talked about Tassin not turning the football over last year. It was kind of why that was his thing. He threw it, not enough on it. Man, oh man, Aboya, they double covered the receiver out there. Look like Rogers.
Aboya, we know him from basketball. One of the great
good on the
rebounders
hardwood too.
And he returned a fumble for a touchdown last week in the kickoff classic against Catholic. They came up with a couple, or rather against Choctaw. I think he got called back, I believe, but he made the big play there. Well, he comes up with a big play that holds up. And so the Panthers trailing 6-0 here in the final minute of the first quarter have the ball inside the Crestview 19-yard line. So the two running backs, Paul number 2 and Middleton number 0. And Hall flips it out here to Aboya. Loses a couple of yards as he also lost his footing. So that's the first time we've seen the wet field maybe come into play a little bit as his feet slipped out from under him. But Crestview was there defensively to make the stop. And Aboya went down awkwardly and limps toward the sideline. Step back and look at them recover with that speed. Will Lyle, 14, I think was the first man there. So a loss on the play of a couple, 2nd down and 12 from the 21-yard line. And that'll be the final play of the first quarter. So 12 minutes in the books. Crestview with that early score on the long touchdown by Zy Tassin takes a 6-0 lead here at Milton after the first quarter of play here on Friday Night Rivals.
You're watching Gene's Floor Covering Friday Night Rivals.
All right, we start the second quarter of play. Milton Panthers trying to get even or better here as the ball is at the Crestview 21-yard line. 2nd down and 12. And Crestview jumps off. It's going to be second and about 7 at this point. Landon Scott, who's had a big game already, he's the one who jumped off. I think he may have had company over there as well from Dakota Jones. Our referee, Michael Parks, with the call. Miracle Strip Officials Association handling the duty tonight. So the 5-yard penalty makes it much more manageable for the Panthers, especially with K.D. Hall able to run the ball. And, of course, they want to run the ball if they can. And here comes pressure from the corner again, perhaps.
And they go with a hard count again. Almost get Crestview to jump off again.
Almost. That's Cooper Ward in at center right now for Milton. High snap. And boy, Hall did a nice job. K.D. Hall controlled that.
Look at
and
this.
He's still going. First down and then some. Inside the 10-yard line to about the 6. So the new center in there, Cooper Ward, a little high snap, but K.D. Hall did a heck of a job corralling it. Sometimes you see that, it throws the timing of the play off, and it almost works like a draw play.
Let's call it a happy mistake. All right, he'll be happy after you get that big gain. Man, oh man, and what about young man 52 Cooper Ward kind of pulling him saying, come on, K.D., let's go, let's go.
A little high snap, boy, he recovered. So first down, and Milton's best threat of the game. They have the ball now at the 7-yard line, first and goal.
In the Synovus Bank red zone, and looks like Coach Grant's going to call a timeout.
Second timeout here the first half. Let's go to the...
I think it's almost time for our first sideline report.
Herd Real Estate Sideline Report.
Sideline report.
Yeah. Haley, Samples.
Hey guys, it's the first game of the season here at Hayward Hanna Stadium, and the energy is absolutely electric. Like I said, it was off to a pretty rainy start. The stands weren't too full. People were sitting under umbrellas, but conditions have kind of lightened up now. But the field is still seeming to be a little bit slippery, but that hasn't been a problem for the Crestview Bulldogs. They're the only ones up on the scoreboard right now. Scored the first touchdown of the game, but we'll see if they're able to keep up that momentum as the quarter goes on. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Haley.
It's a great Herd Real Estate sideline report right there from Miss Haley Samples.
All right.
Great to have her on board this year.
Absolutely. Really, I like what she had to say about the Milton crowd, because there is energy that we didn't really feel in the pregame show when we were down on the field, and you didn't feel it yet. The crowd was kind of filing in, but the early rain late this afternoon coming up to kickoff looked like it was going to keep the crowd down, but late arriving crowd, but a lot of enthusiasm here.
Keep in mind, Crestview won this football game last year, opening the season 42-7. So Milton looking for a little revenge.
There you go. So first and goal from the 7. Caden Hall keeps. He's in trouble, loses the helmet. Bringing him down is Dakota Jones. But yeah, the question was, did he get the face mask to bring the helmet off? And we do see the flag on the play. We had almost a penalty-free first quarter.
I thought he got the back of the helmet, but let's check it out right. No, that's the face mask.
He's got the face mask. So.
That's a good call.
Yep.
My goodness, that was all face mask.
So personal foul, face masks. They're going to move it half the distance to the goal. So first and goal inside the 5 now for the Panthers. Easily their best scoring chance of the game as they move it to the 3. Actually just, right on the 3-yard line. So, we talked about that offensive line. I don't know if we officially set the offense for Milton, but Bryce Baxley, 74, 6'3", 315 at right tackle, and Bo Browder is 6'4", 285. That's the right side. Number 55 and 74. When they needed to pick up that first down on 4th down earlier in the game, they went behind those two big guys. And so now in a short yardage situation close, let's see where they go. That's exactly where they go.
Boy.
And again, Hall lost the handle, then recovered, got back to the 4-yard line or so. Might have lost a yard. But again, that right side of the line was getting some work done.
Yeah, doing a great job right there. Just Katie, I think, got a little too anxious. Obviously, it's a little wet out there as well. I got to give him some credit. But hey, I'm telling you right now, what a great opportunity for him. Line it up, get behind him. For Crestview, what do? You got to load the box. You got to think it's got to be Katie Hall, right? Best guy you're holding on to the football here. You got to sell out.
Aiden Spratt in the ball game. Of course, he plays linebacker also. As a running back, though, last year he was second on the team with 41 rushing attempts. So he is no stranger to the offensive backfield. This time he throws a block.
Oh, my goodness.
Hall takes a big hit at the goal line, but in for the touchdown. Milton is on the board.
Boy, I tell you what, Katie Hall does a great job getting in for our Forrest Jordan and Associates. That's the generator guy's touchdown. But Aiden Spratt, check out that replay. If we get back to it, oh my goodness. You see why that linebacker comes into the game acting like a fullback right here. Watch him. He's going to pancake this shit. Oh, get out of the way, little fella.
Huge block. That's on Max Anderson, who is the Bulldogs leading tackler a year ago. And is no slouch. So they line up in the swinging gate. Touchdown drive, 21 yards, 6 plays. 2:22 off the clock. Derek Diamond with those stats for you. We're all tied up, and the Panthers trying to take the lead. Off the upright. And so
we will stay tied.
It is a 6-6 ball game as the Panthers unable to tack on the extra point. Boone Sanborn pulling it just left. 10:14 to go, second quarter. It's a 6-6 tie.
You're watching Gene's Floor Covering Friday Night Rivals.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by Jeans Floor Covering. Delighted to have the folks from Jeans Floor Covering with us this year. Dan Shugart, Jeff Price, standing here with Derek Diamond handling the stats tonight in a 6-6 tie. The Milton Panthers and the Crestview Bulldogs. Milton, after a little bit of a rough start, a little bit of a shocking start, giving up that early touchdown to Crestview, are holding their own as they expected, and we may have a good one the rest of the way. Boone Sanborn has it teed up on the 40-yard line and puts the instep to it and drills it deep. Fielded at the 8-yard line, and that is Javion McQueen streaking down the sideline of the 20 and finally dragged down inside the Milton 10. He spiked the ball on the sideline in frustration for not going all the way, and that's going to cost him. And you just can't do that.
Yeah, it was our reef runner, remodel, and repair kickoff. It looked like it was going to the house, but stopped just short, and now we'll back them up even further. But, boy, what a great job by McQueen. Watch this. Following his blockers, and then he turns on the Jets.
80, and a good block there as well by Patrick Rogers. And an 85-yard kickoff return, and then he spiked it after the play.
Yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct on Crestview. It'll be penalized 15 yards. It'll be first down.
Michael Parks with the call. And so instead of starting from the 8-yard line, they'll move it back to the 23 after the 15-yard penalty. And we talked about the relatively penalty-free first quarter we had.
That one may be proving to be costly.
And I'm not sure, Thomas Grant, the Crestview coach there, you see him talking to the officials on the far sideline, third-year coach for the Bulldogs, and I'm not sure if he's really, I don't think he's really accepted the penalty, but you can't spike the ball. Cannot do it. So I'm not sure what his argument would be, but anyway, they're backing up to the 23-yard line. Still, great field position, but you just can't have that. Can't give away free yardage like that, especially at this part of the field. So 1st and 10 from the 23. And handing off this time, good work on the offensive line, getting ahead for about 5, maybe 6 yards on the play. That was Chashawn Cobb.
Well, you look at that defensive front, would have just flew to the ball. They had to hesitate because Tassin, they know he can pull the ball and run it. And that's what allows for the 6-yard gain. 7-yard gain.
Call it 7 yards, second down and 3 from the 16. C.J. Reynolds, number 3, coming wide here towards you, and just inside him in the slot is Chasen Lawrence, number 15. And this time, Tassin keeps, but they've got, I don't know if they have a spy on him, but they've got a few people paying attention, and the man who made the stop there defensively for Milton, the big number 99, Iron Fleming.
Spy, I think they had 3 or 4 spies wearing black and gold out there. Passing going nowhere up the middle.
The defensive seniors on this team for the Panthers. 3rd down now. 3rd down and about 2.
Have to call a timeout.
Now Chasen Lawrence taking the direct snap, but a timeout called.
Yeah, Milton was trying to run some guys on the field, had too many on the field, trying to get another guy off the field.
So Milton takes their first timeout. There's Ronnie Douglas right there. Ronnie Douglas, in his 3rd head coaching stint in the Northwest Florida area, and he's known nothing but success. He played for Carl Madison at Tate. Back last team he played for, graduated in '83 from Tate, so he played on that 1982 team. And first year as the head coach at Milton. He took over the Tate Aggies, his alma mater, back in 2013, and they had been 1-8 the year before, and 8-3 his first year.
That's all right.
And then went 9-3 his second year. Then he resigned after 2 seasons, 2 highly successful seasons. He got to the playoffs both years, and then the year after he left, he helped build, went to the state semifinal under Jay Lindsay. And Sawyer Smith, the quarterback on that team, and now Sawyer Smith is on this coaching staff at Milton. Then, of course, he took over at Pine Forest, where they'd had more success and they reached the state championship game in 2021 in his third year there.
Uh-oh.
And that play is, you got the first down and then some, almost to the end zone.
That was Chasen Lawrence stepping in with a direct snap.
Chasen Lawrence, who's a sophomore backup quarterback, and Thomas Grant calls him just a winner. He led Davidson Middle School to the county championship, quarterbacking them as an 8th grader. First down in the play. And
well, he may be trying to go for a little bit different style quarterback here, and we'll see if Lawrence will throw it a little bit. But I'm telling you right now, you see our Hampton Hyundai Imports first down. Boy, Lawrence, great first run right there, but looks like they got Tarian Easter back there as well.
Yeah,
number
Easter,
9.
Yeah, number 9 is a running back, normally a tight end, but he's just going to block for
Yeah, there we go.
Lawrence.
Look at that.
Jason Lawrence, the sophomore's in for the touchdown.
Easton blew his man into the back of the end zone. We got another Forrest Jordan and Associates touchdown. That's the generator, guys, and Crestview back on the board. They're heating and airing some replay, and look at Easter, blows his man up, blows the hole, makes it easy for Lawrence. Easy pickings.
And Chance Washington pulling number 52 and throwing a block in the hole. 3 plays, 23 yards, a minute, 57 seconds after the long kickoff return. Set things up, that 85-yard kickoff return by Jay-Zion McQueen. Extra point is good, so Crestview back on top, 13-6 after the extra point is drilled through there by Trey Hardman. And so the Bulldogs take the lead once again, 8:12 to go in the second quarter here on Friday Night Rivals, brought to you by Jeans Floor Covering.
You're watching Jeans Floor Covering, Friday Night Rivals.
Crestview Bulldogs in the white with red trim, their road uniforms, regaining the lead here at Milton, 13-6 with 8:12 to play in the second quarter. And what is really shaping up is a pretty competitive opening night here on Friday Night Rivals.
Kind of what we thought it would be, especially after the rain. Defense is taking over a little bit early. Offense is kind of finding their will a little bit here.
And it is a night, I mean, you've had the kickoff classics last week, which can show you only so much.
Yep.
It might show you which young players might be able to help you this year or next. There's a lot of that. But you really are kind of finding out under fire for real tonight, you know, exactly what you have. Hardman, again with the short kickoff, the pooch kick, comes down to the 29-yard line.
Oh, you can't run backwards.
Yeah,
They're going to find you, and there he is.
Well, yeah, he's found a lot of people. Has number 20, Landon Scott, another big tackle for him. He made a couple of nice tackles on defense, and there he makes the play on kick coverage as well.
So I'm interested to see in the second half is how these teams wear down. Obviously, look, you know, you had the kickoff classic. You didn't play an entire game, all your guys. When we get into the late third, fourth quarter with that humidity, everything else, how's it going to play a toll on these guys?
R.J. Coleman on the return there for Milton. Ball just across the 25-yard line. So that's where the Panthers will start. Trailing by 7 here, about midway through the second quarter. High snap. Hall keeps it down. Pitch is dragged down.
Look who it is.
That's Max Anderson, 25. Last year's leading tackler for the Bulldogs, and again, coming up from a safety position, or maybe he was lined up as an outside linebacker. They'll walk him up, but he was in the backfield and took the pitch man away. Big loss on the play.
Yeah, a little bit of a high snap, but pitches out there, and Anderson plays his role, plays in line with who he's after, does not come down on the quarterback. Great job.
Loss on the play of 6. 2nd and 6 back at the 20-yard line. Hard count, almost got him to jump. Now, a whistle.
False start.
Yeah, on Milton.
That came from the back judge over here.
Yeah. Was it? Sometimes it's whether the quarterback bobbed his head. Again, Ronnie Douglas, head coach of the Panthers. Now he's facing 2nd and 21 back at the 15-yard line. And this really does test Caden Hall if you want to throw it. He's probably been most effective throwing down the middle on slant patterns. But he just doesn't have a chance to throw. There's big defensive play, and that's one of your rush ends, Jordan Stoudemire, the senior. Great speed, great quickness, and coming up with a sack.
I tell you what, and they're lucky they didn't get it in the end zone right there. Really, really close. So they stopped his progress about the 3 or 4, but he almost rolled into the end zone right here. At this point, you got to get rid of the football if you can, but my goodness, they shot the gap, brought the house. I think at this
9 yards on the play, so.
At this point, you live to fight another day. Just try to run the football, see if you can get a yard or two, and move on.
Stone Coburn was also back there. Stone Coburn, number 11, the sophomore defensive end.
And that's what they'll do.
Get it outside. Ooh, big hit right there. Even the Milton fans are acknowledging Will Lyle, number 14. Really lowered the boom on Chayshawn Cobb.
Oh, that was Kyle Paul.
Oh, shit. Was it Kyle Paul?
Yeah, Kyle Paul right there. I believe that was number 2.
Oh, it was 2, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I beg your pardon. Chayshawn Cobb plays for the other team. That really would have been an upset. It's the first game I've called since 1989, so it'll take me a while. Punt, ball back to punt, and he tries to squib it again. I'm not sure this one's going to work out quite as well. Out of bounds at the 41-yard line, the Milton 41-yard line. So they'll mark it at the 42.
Hey, I think, you know what? We should probably have our Herd Real Estate sideline report. Hadn't heard from Haley in a minute. If we can get her ready.
All right, Haley Samples down on the sideline. Our Herd Real Estate sideline report. Haley.
I don't think she's ready yet. She's trying to get some to get some info. So we'll get to her in just a second.
She's doing this is where the work is for Haley Samples and our Herd Real Estate sideline report. Now she's ready. What you got?
Well, hey, guys, as you can see, the Bulldogs are breaking away with the lead here, and it doesn't look like the coaches on the Panthers are looking too happy with the performance right now. I'm down here on the field by them, listening in on the conversations, and they're definitely trying to keep the players encouraged, so we'll see if they're able to pick up the momentum as this quarter continues. Guys?
Well, they're in it. They're 1 score down. Thank you very much, Haley. 1 score down, but this is a key part of this ball game right now.
Yes.
Especially when, Milton's season last year, 0-10. Nobody wants to remind them of that, so naturally we did. but they were, they were competitive in some games and early.
Yeah.
And then it kind of snowballed and got away from them as the season went on. And this game could be a microcosm of that. You just don't want to have that reinforcement of negative. Negative reinforcement. Just stay in it and give yourself a chance.
Tassin back in at quarterback, and how about that play right there?
And that'll help big number 99, Iron Fleming, with another big tackle for loss. Second big play for him. Senior, 6'1", 250.
And that was Jay McQueen in the backfield bringing that speedster in, and there was nothing he could do about that.
56, Keeson Johns. KJ Johns was also there for Milton, but it was Fleming who made the play. So a big loss on the play, back to the 48-yard line. Loss on the play of 6, 2nd and 16 for the Panthers. Tassin now fakes the handoff. And that pass off the mark. Again, as his pass intended for Ronnie Williams, number 17. And off the mark. And again, that is the area that we mentioned earlier in the game. Tassens was a 43% passer a year ago. And that's the area of his game that he's looking to develop most, and is probably going to have to.
Yeah, not to mention, obviously, a little wet out there, so the ball's a little more slick. But Tassen rolling out. Great job by the Milton defense, forcing him out of the pocket and the throw on the run.
And he has Jazion McQueen, number 4, in the backfield with him. 3rd down and long. 3rd and 16. And whistle stops play.
False start.
Crestview, 5 yards remains, 3rd down.
Tell you what, Crestview has bailed Milton out a couple times with just some penalties going forward. It's just helped them, obviously, right here, backing themselves up, shooting themselves in the foot. It is 3rd and long.
3rd and 21, and you do a couple of things here. Not only do you kind of, unless you pull up some kind of big play here, you really change field position.
Yeah.
So it's a big opportunity for Milton's defense to make a stop and get the ball back in, one would presume, decent field position. 3rd down and 21, and yeah, they're not going to put it up for grabs this time. He's already thrown 1 interception tonight, battling for yardage, but the Milton defense rises to the occasion. Lots of black shirts in there, making the defensive stop, including on 3rd and long, K.D. Hall, the starting quarterback, because we mentioned he's already committed to the University of Florida as a defensive back. And so on 3rd and long, he was in there defensively, number 3. And then came up and helped out on the stop. First man to get there defensively for the Panthers.
Yeah, him and Harrison Johnson.
Was Harrison Johnson, yeah, number 33. So the Panthers are going to get the ball back with around 4 minutes to go here in the first half, trailing by 7. Into punt is the sophomore Callan Billings for Crestview. He takes a few steps and angles it to the sideline. It's fielded at the 16 and up the sideline.
Look at this.
And that is Coleman, I believe.
Yes, it is.
R.J. Coleman, nice return out across the 40-yard line, close to midfield.
Great return, even better blocking. Watch him evade the 2 guys right here. Look at the blocks, creating that lane for him. He just follows his guys.
That is a 28-yard return. Call it 29 yards to the 46-yard line. From the 17 out to the 46. We'll call it 29 yards. And the Panthers have good field position at the 46. And they've got some time. 3:51 to play here in the half, trailing by 7. K.D. Hall hands it off, and that is Paul. And Paul, wow, awkwardly goes down, but he's young and pops right up. Wow.
That did not look like it felt good, but he hopped right back up.
No, that was a nice run, though, by Kyle Paul.
Great blocking up front.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Broke a couple of tackles. Finally brought down by, guess who? Landon Scott. But a pickup of 9 on the play to the 45-yard line. 2nd down and about a half a yard to go. Behind that right side of the line. And this time getting the first down inside the 40. That's
Preston Bradley.
Yeah. Preston Bradley, who normally plays tight end. And again, players playing everywhere. Bradley is a punt returner and tight end, and in there is a short yardage back. Gets the first down to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Spratt's in there now. Number 15. He'll be in the backfield with, looks like, Antonio Middleton running the split backs.
Wonder if Spratt's going to run. We've seen him do that, but or maybe throw a block for somebody. 39-yard line. Fake, and they give it to Hall. Or Hall keeps it, rather, to the 30-yard line.
And look at this Milton offense go.
And it's no mystery that their best success running the ball is to the right side.
Absolutely.
And that's, you're operating there behind Bo Browder and Bryce Baxley, 74.
You can see their guys are on the ground. Their blocker, or the gentlemen that were in front of them, are tasting the turf right there.
And they'll give him the 29-yard line, so 2nd down and a yard. And time becoming a factor now, 2:10 Milton still has 2 timeouts remaining, I believe. Hall looking to throw. And he's going deep into double coverage. And it's picked off. Oh, no, incomplete on the sideline. Wow. Almost coming up with the interception for the Panthers was Gabe Gottlieb back there on the sideline.
Boy, what a break for the Panthers right here.
No
KD
kid.
overthrows him by a lot.
And into double coverage as well. And Gottlieb just couldn't hang on. Also back there defensively was Sean Johns, number 10. 1:55 to play. That does stop the clock, which is about the only good thing happened on that play for the Panthers. That and the fact they get to hang on to the ball. 3rd down and 1. And this time Spratt does carry
Look
it.
at
Big
him.
gainer down to the 21-yard line. He needed 1, and he got about 9. Aiden Spratt.
Little Iron Man football. Don't see it too often nowadays, but Spratt just running like a fullback.
There it is.
Love it.
Both arms, both hands on the ball, and you give him the 21-yard line. So pick up on the play of 9, another Hampton Hyundai first down. 1.5 minutes to go as the clock runs. Hall keeps, and then a late pitch. Middleton gets back to the line of scrimmage, and then reverses field, and he's still going.
Oh my goodness.
He's inside the 10. He was dead to rights. What a run by Antonio Middleton.
Oh my, we thought it was over. We thought, hey, look, Crestview made a great job falling off the blocks there, being able to hold on to him and get Middleton for possibly a loss right here.
Boom.
Thought it's done. No, sir, you better wrap up. Oh, wow.
16 yards on the play for Middleton as he gets to the market on the 5. So 1st and goal from the 5 as we go into the final minute of the quarter, of the half rather, and Hall
loses
a couple. Yeah, lost his footing, but I'm not sure he's going anywhere anyway. Dakota Jones was right there, number 5. I haven't called his name that much tonight. Number 5, he's one of the explosive defenders for Crestview. His older brother, Jason, was that great running back on the 22 Crestview team that made the great playoff run. 30 seconds to go now. Hall wrapped up and dropped, loses the ball, and picked up. And dragged down, recovering nicely. The man who recovered it was Will Lyle, as Hall just desperately trying to make something happen. Pitched it to no one in particular. Big mistake by the Panthers at the 5-yard line, and Lyle brings it back. As Hall was wrapped up. No, the ball was just knocked loose defensively. I think that might have been Gabe Holland who got him, but it was Lyle who picked it up, and again, the Panthers turned away.
Hey, we talked about it earlier. We've got some hardware to give away after the game. One of the new ones is our school bus stop of the game by NHTSA. That might be a pretty good candidate because Milton was rolling.
That's a hard one to beat. Milton with a chance to 5 yards away from tying the game.
Yes,
possibly.
And Crestview will receive in the second half. Keep that in mind as well.
So a huge opportunity for Milton goes by the boards as the Crestview defense comes up big. And if I had the forced fumble wrong, I think it was Holland who made the defensive play, 91. I really couldn't catch the number, but I think that's who it was who made the stop and forced the fumble.
False.
And a delay of game.
5-yard penalty, remains first down.
I would imagine Crestview should be happy with a 7-point lead here at the half with the ball at the 35-yard line, especially since they just dodged that bullet. I would think that snap the ball and get to the locker room with a 13-6 lead. Or hand the ball off.
Do not lose it.
Yep, just hang on to it. Defensive stop made there by Milton's Lorenzo Davis, number 20, made the stop on Chashawn Cobb, and that'll do it. Yeah. We head to the locker room at the half, and the Crestview Bulldogs. What's been a 13-6, but an action-packed first half. We've had both teams with big chances. Both teams, as you might expect in an opening game, have maybe squandered a few chances. Some penalties, but not really as penalty filled as you might expect a first game to be. Both teams look pretty doggone sharp as Haley is looking for a coach here to catch before they go to the locker room at the half, and we'll toss it down to the sideline as soon as we get that chance.
Yeah, well,
so it'll be there in a few seconds, but pretty impressive. Big plays by Crestview and Milton holding their own to stay in it.
Crestview started early. They got started early on offense. They got the touchdown there. Milton struggled on the first few drives. Finally, Milton started to get a little bit of momentum, and then it looked like Milton could have possibly go down there and tie the ball game. And what a big play by that Bulldog defense, showing up when they needed to. Boy, I tell you what, I'm excited. Obviously, Crestview gets the football to start the second half. Excited to see what it's going to look like.
Let's head to the down to the sideline. Haley Samples.
Hey, guys, I'm here joined by Crestview head coach Thomas Grant. And, Coach, you guys are up 13-6 going into the half. What is it about the team's performance tonight that's making this game a success?
I mean, I'm not very happy right now. We should have had another touchdown on the board right now. Defense has played well. That was a big stop at the end of the second half. We're playing hard. We're fighting, but not happy with the offense on 2 out of the 4 possessions.
Like you said, you're not happy right now. So what's the strategy to kind of come back and when you come back from the third quarter?
We just have to execute better. Right now, there's always one guy on the offense line that's not doing their job. So we have to, pick up the run-throughs and do the right thing. So just got to execute better.
Coach, thank you so much.
You have a good night.
Thank you as well. All right, guys, back to you.
Thank you very much, Haley. That's pretty simple. Thomas Grant, Crestview head coach, and they just need to be a little more efficient offensively. They've had some opportunities that they didn't cash in on, but, of course, that big stop at the end of the half, that's probably the biggest momentum play of that first half of play.
Yeah, we've got a lot coming for you here at halftime as well. So, hey, you gotta stay tuned, and we got a big second half coming up as well.
All right, halftime here at Milton. Opening night, Milton Panthers and the Crestview Bulldogs. Crestview with a 13-6 lead here at the half.
You're watching Gene's Floor Covering, Friday Night Rivals.
All right, halftime here at Milton at Hurley Manning Field at Haywood Hanna Stadium at Milton High School. The Crestview Bulldogs with a 13-6 lead at the half. Crestview broke on top in the first 2.5 minutes of the game. 9:17 to go in the first quarter. Zy Tassin, a 62-yard touchdown run. The extra point was blocked, 6-0 Crestview. Milton got even in the second quarter. K.D. Hall, a 3-yard run. That kick was failed, 6-6 tie, 10-14 in the second quarter. And then Crestview, a play set up by the long kickoff return by Jay McQueen. Chase and Lawrence, a 3-yard touchdown run. This time Trey Hartman's kick was true. And the Crestview Bulldogs take a 13-6 lead at the 8:12 mark of the second quarter, and then the big defensive stop in the final minute of the half.
And that's Gene's floor covering scoring summary.
There you go. Crestview leading 13-6 at the half. We have Milton principal Tim Short is joining us, and so our Herd real estate sideline reporter Haley Samples. Haley, take it away.
All right, guys, I'm here joined by Milton High School principal, Mr. Tim Short. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Of course, thank you so much for having us.
So how are you feeling tonight? The Friday Night Lights are officially back on, and the turnout out here is just amazing. What do you make of it?
Well, I mean, it's awesome. It's first night with a new coach. There's a lot of excitement in the community and around the school. Weather, I think, kept a few people out, from showing up, but still got a great crowd here.
And what's your favorite thing about the football games here?
Well, just you go back to the history of the success that we've had over years, and we struggled a little bit last year, but I think we're headed back in the right direction.
And what are your thoughts on the team's performance tonight?
Well, I mean, we've made some mistakes, just as Crestview has, and I think it's going to end up to whoever makes a couple plays in the second half.
And I want to shift gears to the school now. Are there any things that you're looking forward to this school year? Anything new, exciting happening?
Well, obviously a new school year, there's always new things that are on the horizon, and we're just excited to be back at school, have kids here, and have a chance to change lives. That's what we try to do.
So, Principal Short, thank you so much for joining me. All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Haley, and thanks, Tim Short, great basketball coach, the principal here at Milton now, and one of the really great people in education in Northwest Florida. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Short, Coach Short. I keep wanting to call him Coach, and that's probably ought to go ahead and do that. We do want to welcome Reef Runner Remodel and Repair, who are sponsoring our Scholar Athlete nominees this year. And our nominee tonight comes from Crestview High School. And just to let you know that each school that appears on Friday Night Rivals has an opportunity to nominate a student athlete from any sport to represent the school. Scholar athletes have a chance to compete for a $5,000 scholarship to the college they will attend after high school. And there you see, visit WEARTV.com station contests for more information on that. And our nominee comes from Crestview High School tonight. We've seen him on the field, Sean Johns, the great Johns family who've been providing great student athletes at Crestview for about as long as I can remember. Sean Johns, of course, plays both offense and defense, starting defensive back / linebacker, a 4.5 GPA, unweighted it's a 3.98, ranks 19th in a class of 601. He plans to attend Stetson University, great academic institution there, and study sports medicine. Right now he's in dual enrollment, member of the National Honor Society, has 60 college credit hours. I think it took me my junior year to get 60, and he's already ahead, junior year into college to get 60. And he's already ahead of it, that pace right now, and of course ranks in the top 3% of his class. Defensive player of the year is a 10th grader, and highest GPA on the team last year, and a 4.5 now. Also plays basketball, runs track. Man, he's a heck of a
He
candidate.
fills the water cooler. He could do whatever you want.
Yeah, no kidding. How about that? All right, that's your opening nominee for Scholar Athlete.
Good luck.
Good luck rest of the season, everybody else. Sean Johns, our nominee and representative of Crestview. All right, we're going to a break here at halftime at Milton High School, where Crestview leads Milton 13-6 here on Friday Night Rivals.
You're watching Gene's Floor Covering Friday Night Rivals.
Still loose.
The best Thursday night live. The best Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals highlights from across the country.
He steps up, wants to go for it all up the right side and pulled down at the 20. Inside the 20 again is Katori Marion.
Our lifter guy, a lot of their offense in one block kick deserves another, right?
Still loose. Alamo Heights has it, but still not out of bounds. We can get a couple of points here. Another pitch, and they've got room. Miracle on the Mississippi.
You got to be kidding.
It's Max Bacon.
Takes for himself now towards the left sideline, still on his feet, still up. D-Tech twirls in. Third touchdown of the night as Nashville Christian.
Steps it. Now just going to heave it up, look into the far corner, tipped up in the air, caught by J.J. Bush. Touchdown, Bobcats and Theodore.
This young man coming out to the field right now is Jackson Maynard. He is suffering from Duchenne's syndrome. His family has established the Little Hercules Foundation, which is something that helps the young man and raises awareness for what he is battling all across the country. A lot of points will be scored during the season in games, but none bigger than that one right there. Touchdown, Jackson Maynard.
Halftime here, the Pete Moore halftime report. Milton High School is your host. Dan Shugart and Jeff Price here to call the action. The Milton Panthers and the Crestview Bulldogs. Crestview with a 13-6 lead here at the half on Friday Night Rivals. And some of the highlights from the first half. That was Katie Hall getting wrapped up early by the Crestview defense. That was Gabe Gottlieb with the big play there. And then the touchdown run, Zy Tassin ripping that one off for the touchdown. They got the Bulldogs on top 6-0. That was at the 9:17 mark of the first quarter. And there you see a nice block on the corner, and away he goes. The big block there by Chase Washington, number 50. And actually, yeah, why not get another look at it? It was actually a 58-yard touchdown run rather than 62. I gave him a few extra yards on that. So 58-yard touchdown run put Crestview on top 6-0. And then the defense, again, controlling the play. One of the guys who had the big night in the first half defensively for Crestview was Sean Johns, number 10. And also number 91, Gabe Holland, and making big plays defensively. And big hit there as well, Max Anderson. As they held Milton pretty much under wraps offensively. And then the big defensive play by David Aboya with the interception seemed to get Milton back into things. Tassin, who won the starting job at quarterback largely because he takes care of the ball. And that's one of the things we heard Coach Thomas Grant say he was not happy with his offense. Probably that was maybe the biggest play that drew his wrath in the first half, because the turnover really got Milton back in it. Big play there on the, I think, the fourth down run. And then Katie Hall, penalty there. Dakota Jones with a defensive play, but got a piece of the face mask, gave Milton a new first down, and then getting into the end zone, Katie Hall with a 3-yard touchdown run, and that tied things up 6-6. There you see the kickoff return by Javion Jazion McQueen. 85-yard kickoff return. He was penalized for spiking the ball, but the Bulldogs were able to get into the end zone anyway on the Chase and Lawrence 3-yard run. And then once again, defensively coming up big. That was Jordan Stoudemire with the sack. Another opportunity at 13-6. A good field position, but a big defensive stop by Milton. That was 99 Iron Fleming with a defensive play. And then Milton had a chance to get back into this thing in the late going. Nice run here by Middleton. Maybe the play of the first half offensively. Middleton pulling away offensively, and but the big defensive stop here. And it was the defense by Crestview coming up with a big stop. The turnover. Will Lyle with the recovery. And your halftime stats. Crestview with the advantage in total yards, 108.70. Ronnie Douglas on the sideline. Let's go down to the sideline and Haley Samples.
Hey guys, I'm joined right now by Milton's head coach, Ronnie Douglas. Now, Coach, give me your thoughts on the team's performance in the first half of this game.
You know, just come out and Crestview's very fast, and they put it on us on the defensive side there, and made a few adjustments, and we got something going there in the second quarter. But we just had some mishaps there in the first half, but we got to get that cleaned up, and then. That kickoff, he's been kicking it over the guy's head all year, in practice out there getting ready for this thing, and he just missed it, and but they got a good run back right there, so it put us in a bad way. But defense after that first drive come out and made some adjustments, and we've got a long ball game with the TV timeouts. This thing's going to be a little while, so hopefully we'll just keep playing and just see what happens here.
What was that conversation like in the locker room to get the team back on track?
Just tell them, hey, just do your job, do what your responsibility, do what you're supposed to do, and we can't have the turnovers, and clean that up. But we should have a good second half.
Coach, thank you. Best of luck. All right, guys, back to you.
Thank you, Haley. All right, halftime, ready for the third quarter. Teams back on the field. The third quarter coming right up.
You're watching Gene's Floor Covering Friday Night Rivals.
Well, we're in the home of the Panthers, and there's the Panther.
Yep, there's
and
the
then
Panther.
And then there's the scoreboard over the Panther. All right, here we go.
That's what the people came to see.
There you go. Milton Panther football. Hurley Manning Field. Last time I was here to do a game, Hurley Manning was the head coach of the Panthers. So I'm old.
Legend.
What a great man. What a great coach.
I was talking about you, but yeah, he was okay. You know, they named stuff. That's fine.
You're far too generous. No, I tell you what, Hurley Manning, of course, they had the 2 state champions with Greg Allen, the running back, of course, had the terrific career at first Florida State and then in the NFL. Injuries kind of slowed him, ended his career early, but what a great back he was. And of course, ran for Hurley Manning and those great teams in the 80s as well. I ran into Reed Hines at the Derrick Brooks charity golf tournament last weekend. Reed Hines was a wide receiver, played at Ole Miss on the Milton teams here in the mid-'80s. They had one of the great games of all time against Emmett Smith and Escambia in the rain, a tropical storm off the coast, and it was about the mud was about 3 or 4 inches deep everywhere. And Reed Hines, Reggie Slack was the quarterback for Milton. Those Hurley Manning teams went triple overtime. It was maybe one of the greatest. It was one of the greatest high school football games for both the level of the talent of both teams. They were both great teams. Escambia went on to win the state championship that year, and then a great game it was, a triple overtime. Anyway, Hurley Manning, the coach of those great Milton teams. There's Thomas Grant, head coach of the Crestview Bulldogs, and of course we're delighted to have Fusakli's as our food sponsor once again.
Yeah, Jalapeno Ranch. New Year, same Jalapeno Ranch. No, we appreciate it. Look, our crew gets here early and stays extremely late. We get the easy part of showing up, calling the game, and going home. And it's been raining and everything else. So, you know what? Our team needs some fuel, and they get it from Fusakli's, the chicken, the toast, the fries, the sauces, everything you could ever want. Fusakli's is it. Listen, if you don't know what Fusakli's is, shame on you. Look it up right now on your phone. There's plenty around our area, and I hear there's more coming locally here near the Milton area. I just hear it. That's not fact, okay? I just hear it. But regardless, the lemonade's great. Everything at Fusakli's touches turns to greatness. So we appreciate them feeding us every Friday night.
All right, Crestview with the 7-point lead, receiving the kickoff here in the second half. Fielded at the 7-yard line, taken there by Patrick Rogers. And Rogers, the explosive receiver, gets out to midfield and then some. Another long kickoff return for Crestview as he's run out of bounds. That's Patrick Rogers, the senior receiver. We haven't seen him. We hadn't had an opportunity to do much offensively as the Crestview passing game hasn't been there. But, boy, you got to find a way to get him the ball. And he comes up with a big kickoff return starting at the 7. And they mark him out of bounds at the 39-yard line, 38-yard line.
Yeah, you see how electric we talked about Rogers in the open.
55-yard kickoff return by Patrick Rogers.
All right, we'll see what quarterback Zy Tassin and the offense will get going here in the second half with a 7-point lead.
Tassin, there you see Torian Easter in the backfield as a blocking back. They hand the ball to Cobb, Chashawn Cobb. Number 2 bangs ahead for pretty good yardage on first down. Nice pickup of about 5 yards.
Yeah, Patrick Rogers, the return man right there in the backfield as well with Chashawn Cobb.
Yeah, we'll probably see that a lot. They've got to find a way to get him the ball, and you line him up closer. If the passing game isn't clicking, and it hasn't, that's probably not a bad idea. Pick up a 5 on that first down play. 2nd and 5 from the 34. Rogers steps back and takes the handoff. And Patrick Rogers bangs to about the 30-yard line, close to a first down. He's going to come up a couple of yards short. And again, just as we had late in the first half, a huge defensive series for Milton to stay in this game, stay within one score. Crestview trying to make it a 2-score game. No one has been up by more than a score in the first half of this game. Now Crestview trying to build that here in the early third quarter. Tassin, first down, knocked down at about the 26-yard line, but good enough for the first down.
Well, you talked about Milton running the ball on the right side there. For Crestview, you know who they're running away from. They're running the opposite side out. Number 99, Aaron Fleming. Not trying to test him anymore. He's made some big stops in that backfield tonight. See what if they continue to run away from him. To see our Pensacola State College first down.
At the 26-yard line. So Tassin, flanked by the two running backs. Rogers in there along with Cobb. Yes. Rogers crossing the 25 and then thrown back in there to make that defensive play. Nice play there by Ariston Johnson, number 33, junior outside linebacker, defensive end, and an explosive defensive player. He had an interception for a touchdown last week in the kickoff basket against Catholic. They're coming up big on the run defense. Gain on the play of a couple at the 24-yard line. Here you see Rogers in the slot to the left. Outside him is Will Lyle. And that is Tassin straight ahead. He is tripped up short of the first down. Tripped up inside the 20-yard line.
Looks like the back was supposed to go to the other side for the fake and become a blocker, but great job by Tassin keeping his cool and getting a big gain.
It's going to be 3rd down and 2 from the 19-yard line. So a big defensive play on, or a big defensive opportunity for Milton on 3rd down and 2. Really looking for an important stop in the Synovus red zone. Crestview trying to keep this drive alive. And that is McQueen, and he has stood up right at the first down marker. Did he get it? I believe he did.
Yeah. Great second effort by McQueen getting that first down.
He was met by Mario Hayes, number 10. Also R.J. Coleman in the secondary, but it was McQueen. Yeah, I think that was Hayes. And also in there was Lorenzo Davis, but he did get the first down at the 15-yard line. So the PSC first down for the Bulldogs. Keep the drive alive now at the Milton 15.
And they're chewing some clock as well, taking their time. Keeping that defense on the field as long as possible.
Zy Tassin now back at quarterback, takes a snap, hands it off, stretching it out wide. That is Rogers. Rogers did well to get a couple of yards there as Iron Fleming was there. And also there to make the stop was Lorenzo Davis. Good pursuit from his inside linebacker position, the senior, number 20.
Yeah, great job by, look, the front seven. They roll out trying to get him right there, but Peterson just got enough to get around him.
Pickup of about a yard, maybe 2 on the play. They'll mark it just outside the 13-yard line.
You just see the electricity when Rogers touches the football. He makes something out of nothing. He'll get a break right now.
Yep. You have Torian Easter, number 9, in there as the blocking back ahead of Cobb, and Tassin keeps it this time.
Look at those moves.
Yeah, move in the backfield, and he gets spun down close to the first down. Spinning him down there was, defensively on the play, was Mario Hayes, number 10, the safety. But again, when your safety's making a lot of tackles, usually it's downfield a bit. And he was not able to stop them to prevent the first down. So 1st and goal for Crestview, just at the 5-yard line.
And Crestview bringing in a bit of a jumbo package here inside the 5.
And McQueen takes the snap. McQueen, this time he has stood up at the 3 and eventually driven back. Nice drive there defensively by the Milton defense. Number 17, Robert Swift, the sophomore safety, was in on that stop, along with a number of Panthers defensively.
And here's the look, you had McQueen play quarterback last year for him, so you're pretty comfortable with him back there handling the football.
McQueen ran for 766 yards last year and 9 touchdowns for the Panthers.
5 yards.
For the Bulldogs, and now
Torian Easter caught him leaning right there. Number 9.
McQueen accounted for better than 50% of Crestview's offense last year. Over 50% of the yards, McQueen. And a lot of it running from the quarterback position. And so he's obviously a talent, and they have him in there probably to run. Misdirection gets to the 5. Held forward to the 5. I think that was Aiden Spratt who tripped him up. Number 15, senior.
Obviously here you're in 4-down territory for the Bulldogs.
3rd down from the 4. Milton defensive coaching staff.
Look at
time,
this.
yeah, wrapped up and dropped, and another big defensive play there by. That was Quebec Benton, number 18, the first man to hit him. So
yeah, this stop right here will make you think twice about going for it. Maybe looks like Coach Grant's going to call a timeout. They may be thinking about kicking this. No, it's Torian Easter's down. That's what it is.
Yeah, Matthew McDonald, number 11, did a nice job turning that one in. Number 11, the senior linebacker. His dad, Jason McDonald, was the head coach at Pine Forest, who Ronnie Douglas replaced a few years ago. Jason McDonald, saw him, had a nice visit with Coach McDonald before the game. Opportunity to watch his senior son taking in the ball game, and he came up with a big play, turning that play in. And again, a reminder that we're joined this year by School Bus Stop of the Game. We'll present that by NHTSA each year. And it's an opportunity to get the message out that it's a safety message that we probably all are well served by being reminded. This year, the School Bus Stop of the Game will let you know who has that stop of the game. But drivers must slow down and prepare to stop when approaching a school bus from the front or behind when it is displaying its flashing yellow lights. That means the bus is getting ready to stop for students, picking them up, letting them off. Every state has a law that makes it illegal to pass a school bus with the red lights flashing and the stop arm extended when it is stopped to load or unload students. Not stopping or trying to beat the stop arm puts lives at risk and can result in large fines, points on your license, and license suspension. This message paid for by NHTSA. And later on, we will cite our NHTSA stop of the game, our school bus stop of the game. We had that big one by Crestview in the first half. We'll see if somebody can beat that one. But anyway, a great message. We hope everyone heeds that. And now, 4th down and 10. Will this be a NHTSA stop of the game?
Oh,
well,
no.
Jumping offside. That is McDonald, I believe, number 11. That will move it halfway, half the distance to the goal.
Well, it fell right into their plan. They go out there to hard count. I believe they were going to go ahead and kick the field goal if they didn't fall for it, but
it goes from 4th and 5 to now 4th and about 2.5. And the ball is marked at the 2.5-yard line. So now gives Crestview something to think about. See if you can draw them off and make it a little more manageable. And you've got McQueen in there as a running back. You have Zai Tassin at quarterback. So you have two running threats in the backfield. And now a timeout on 4th down. And we'll take a break with them. Timeout on the field by Crestview. They are threatening 4th and goal from the 2, leading by 7 here on Friday Night Rivals.
You're watching Gene's Floor Covering, Friday Night Rivals.
All right, it is a 4th and goal from inside the 3-yard line for Crestview. And they have
Cobb and McQueen back there.
And Chance Washington, 52, is in the backfield, the offensive lineman. And they're going to block for McQueen. And McQueen driven back at the 1. And the Panther defense has risen and stopped Crestview short. They had the heavyweight package in there for Crestview, with 2 offensive tackles in the backfield as blocking backs behind the offensive line. And the Crestview defense, or rather the Milton defense, rises to the occasion. I believe Aiden Spratt was in there on the stop, and he had a lot of company. There you see Quebec Benton, 18, yanking the running back, and so a huge stop of the game, maybe a bus stop of the game.
A school bus stop of the game. Now both sides have one. We'll see how that plays out the rest of the game. Man, oh man.
Wow, huge defensive stand by Milton. You know, that's the kind of thing that can really ignite a team. That's also the kind of thing that you really didn't see last year from them as the season kind of got away from them. Yep.
Yeah, you see you got our hearing huddle right here. Both teams huddling up real quick. That's by Reesburg Institute. Talking some strategy right here. Now, here's the dangerous part for the Panthers. We've seen that defensive front for Crestview blaze through there, make some tackles in the backfield. You are on the half-yard line. You have no room for error. And I think Crestview knows that, you know what, Milton's not going to try to throw it. So you bring the house here. Take the risk. I mean, I'm telling you, it's dangerous. It's a great stop by the defense, but it's dangerous, dangerous territory for the offense.
Well, and, you know, you've taken some losses running the ball.
They have not taken a snap under center either.
Yeah, you might. Yeah.
That's another thing.
Well, you know.
And they're not going to here.
I might throw a post. That's why I'm up here.
Just quick post.
Yeah, well, it'd have to be quick. You got to get rid of it.
That's right.
Yeah, that seems to be his most effective passing option, but we haven't seen it.
The safety's sitting right there on your post, though.
He's trying to buy 5 yards with the long count. Hand off, and then wedge it out close to the 5. So that's an effective first down play as Brody go lightly, number 42, middle linebacker. Transfer from Arkansas, number 42, in on that stop out to the 5-yard line. So that's a good good surge offensively for Milton.
And they ran to the right side.
Yeah, Kyle Paul, exactly, running over there behind Bryce Baxley and on the right side. Number 74, the right tackle. Second down now and about 6. And they get another couple of yards. That's Paul once again. Tripped up and falling forward to maybe the 7-yard line.
Who was he tripped by? None other than number 20, Landon Scott.
What a game he's had. So now a big third down play for Milton. It'll be huge if they can pick up the 3.5, 4 yards they need for a first down here. If not, Crestview's going to get the ball back in excellent field position. So big play for Milton, trying to wedge it out and maybe try to move the chains and give themselves a chance to buy some more field position. Hall keeps.
Look at this.
First down.
Look at this.
K.D. Hall just tripped up as he crosses the 25-yard line. That was Will Lyle, I believe, who just got him around the ankles. Otherwise, he may have been off to the races.
Boy, we talk about Milton being on the half-yard line. Got to be perfect. Can't have any mistakes here. And then look at this. I think everything's all good now. Mr. K.D. Hall running it out there, and he is one slip up away from taking it for 6.
No, that was, actually that was Landon Scott. Of course it was Landon Scott with the big tackle there. But Milton, a fresh set of downs out at the 28-yard line. Defensive play. That play goes nowhere. That is Dakota Jones on the stop.
He rang it all Antonio Middleton. See back there for the Panthers.
Man, this quarter's flying along here. Just over 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Scoreless third quarter. 13-6 at the half. Still 13-6. Crestview by 7. Second down and 9. And not much there either. Defensive stop by, I think that was 11, Stone Coburn. Here he is, Stone Coburn. Sophomore, 6'3", 230.
It's a big old sophomore.
Yeah, no kidding. They've got Crestview, I think they have 8 freshmen suited up for tonight's game, and some of them playing. And then you have, Coburn's a sophomore. They have some real solid sophomore talent as well. So future bright at Crestview as well. Third down now and about 7, and that's not going to get it. Leaning forward, but he's going to come up about 5 yards short. Did Antonio Middleton. So Milton will have to punt it away. That was Dakota Jones making the stop.
Cody Jones starting to find his own here now. Didn't call his name a lot in the first half.
You see Aisden Siaki, number 57, there in the middle of the Crestview line. And he might have been the man who forced the fumble at the end of the half. We couldn't quite catch the number.
Mystery man.
Thought it was Holland, but it might have been Siaki who made that play. And I just feel the obligation. We didn't mention his name at the time. If he didn't make the play, he gets some free pup. But I think he did. Look at this play.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
I think he just got it, too.
Did he? Wow, that's incredible on 4th down.
Oh, I don't know. It's going to be close.
Hey, yeah, they said he had it.
Okay.
Wow.
Oof.
Well,
I don't. Yeah, okay. It looks like the nose got it.
Yep.
We're almost lined up with it here in the booth.
Yeah, I'm over here telling stories and they're going for it on 4th down. It's sorry about that, Jeff. I walked all over you.
You're good. And that'll be the last play of the quarter right there.
Well, that's a big play. That's kind of the opposite of the bus stop of the game right there. Quick, sales, get on that one. Let's sell another one. All right, that's 3/4 of play in the books, and we have a good one going. It's still Crestview by 7, 13-6 here on Gene's Floor Covering Friday Night Rivals.
You're watching Gene's Floor Covering Friday Night Rivals.
Fourth down and a long 2, and sort of assuming they're going to go back into punt formation, and then they decide to snap it and go for it. And it wasn't a fake punt; they just went ahead and said, "Well, we're not giving the ball back, not right now. Try to keep the drive alive." And so Milton back out there. The drive is alive, and they're out to their 39-yard line. Remember, they had the defensive stop at their goal line and bringing it out from there. So. You're also sending a message to your team if you're Ronnie Douglas.
This is it, yeah.
You know, this is it.
This is why they brought him in.
Yep.
This is the style he plays.
And just to believe in yourself and go earn it. All right.
Look at this, a throw.
Katie Hall flips it out here,
and how about that?
5-yard, or rather better than a 5-yard pickup, 7 yards as he got out across the 45-yard line.
He's pulling out all the stops.
David Aboya on the receiving end of that one.
We've got a bulldog down. That looks like C.J. Reynolds almost at midfield on the M right there.
Big pile up there.
Hope he's all right. Well, hey, we got a second. I've got some scores around the area if you're interested.
Sure, let's go.
Well, Pensacola Catholic on the road at Navarre, 35-27. The Crusaders on Topwood Christian will like that one.
Yeah.
Pine Forest up 22-0 on PHS in the fourth quarter right now. Gulf Shores and Choctaw tied at 7. Tate is up 14-7 at home against Fort Walton Beach. MGM Pace, the Patriots, we talked about them earlier. They're on the road at MGM. They're down 27-21 late in the fourth. Saraland and Jackson, we know how, look, if you're not from here, it's fine, but you know Saraland and Jackson, 2 top-tier teams in this area. 7-6 right now, still in the fourth. What a defensive matchup that is. And Orange Beach up on Alberta. I know Orange Beach was debuting their new turf, beautiful field. Well, they're up 20-14 at half.
It's an expensive field.
And we now have a final. Lincoln beat Niceville 36-29.
Richard Morgan, new coach at Niceville this year. He came down at Marietta, where he won 3 state championships. Coached at Oscar Smith in Virginia Beach, a power up there as well before that. So has had a lot of success in a couple of stops. Grant Thompson retiring from coaching, at least for the time being, and There you see, yeah, we talked about Catholic and Pace. Catholic at Pace. Next week, Christian Garmin will be back. And I'll get to watch the games then as I get a Friday night off for the first time in 45 years. Catholic at Pace, Friday night, 7:30 here on Friday Night Rivals, game 2 of our schedule. Players still down on the field for Crestview.
Nope.
There he goes, and that's, CJ limping off the field. CJ Reynolds, the junior defensive back and receiver, goes both ways. And when you're down on the field that long, more than a little concerned, but it's good to see him at least leave the field under his own power. So hopefully that young man's all right, and the injury not too serious, and that's certainly the way it appears. In the meantime, 46-yard line, Milton, remember this drive, started it inside their own 1 after the defensive stand. Kept it a 7-point game. They've driven it out 45 yards so far. And now at the wind the clock, 11.5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Hall handles the low snap. Good move to evade a tackle in the backfield and gets it out to about the 47-yard line. Will Lyle with the defensive stop eventually. But I tell you, Katie Hall did a nice job first handling the snap and then getting out close to the first down. He's a yard short at the 48.
Max Anderson was coming to lay the lick right there. Katie Hall does a great move, but great recovery, Will Lyle.
So 3rd down and 1, and you have to figure this is 4-down territory. If your own 10-yard line is, this has to be. 3rd down and 1 from the 48. Hall, first down, and dragged down as he crosses midfield. Making the tackle is Brody Golightly. But not before. Katie Hall picks up the first down for the Panthers and crosses midfield. This drive now 51 yards as they've gotten to the Crestview 48-yard line. Brody Golightly, the transfer from Arkansas, talking to Thomas Grant, 21 of the 22 starters for Crestview played from Crestview in their freshman year. So they haven't lost anybody, not anybody who's starting. They've been in the program. You don't see a lot of that in this day of easy transferring. That time the defense rises to the occasion. Number 96, Jordan Stoudmeyer, in on the stop as Hall had very little room to run.
Yeah, it looked like the snap was to the side and almost like Katie Hall wasn't expecting the snap at that moment, but great recovery, be able to hold on to it, not turn it over right there.
Aisden Siaki, 57, also around the tackle. As was Max Anderson, who is always there. Milton facing 2nd down at about 10. 12th play of the drive. Taking 12 plays to cover half the field. They're trying to cover the other half to get even in this game. Handoff, that will help.
Spratt.
That is Spratt.
I didn't even see the number. I just saw the way he ran with the football and like an old school fullback.
7 yards on the carry to the 41-yard line. And it will bring up a 3rd down and about 3. And he stays in the backfield, does Spratt. And he's valuable either as a short yardage carrier or blocker. Tight end lines over on the right side. That's Ferris. Pitch out to Spratt, but he's not going to get out of the backfield defensively. Boy, big play there by Dakota Jones and also Landon Scott. So a loss on the play.
Just the fact that KD got that ball out was impressive. And then, boy, Landon Scott again.
That was Max Anderson who forced the pitch. Gottlieb was there close to the stop, but a big loss on the play back to the 44-yard line. So now it is a 4th down and 6 from the 44. So this Milton drive, which is carried from their own 1-yard line after the goal line stand. And now is Milton's going to have to come up with a big play on 4th and 6 to keep the drive alive.
They got 2 seconds, got to get it off.
And they didn't. Or did they call timeout?
Like
they did.
Coach Douglas calling timeout right there. Probably a good, solid timeout. No need to rush your 4th down play.
So a timeout, Milton. And we will take a break with them. Timeout on the field with 8:08 to go. Milton faces 4th down when we come back.
You're watching Gene's Floor Covering, Friday Night Rivals.
That trophy's going to go to one of these two teams at the end of the game, the coveted Friday Night Rivals Victor's Trophy. All right, 4th down and 6 from the 44-yard line. And right before Milton called that timeout as the play clock was expiring, Jeff, you said it looked like they were going to run the punt team on. But now, well, dropping back. There he is. K.D. Hall is the punter, and he does drop back. But high snap, and he will punt it.
Oh, there! Finally, it happened. They knocked it down.
They blocked it, yeah.
He had kicked it so low so many times, but it worked.
Yeah.
I just had a feeling at some point you thought Crestview was going to change up their blocking scheme, be able to get their hands up and block it.
So a huge play. That could be a bus stop of the game as well.
Yes, it could. School bus stop of the game. We also have our Gene's Floor Covering player of the game, our Bow Wow Airmaster sack of the game. By the way, I want to shout out that beautiful trophy we have every year. It's by Award Masters. Do a great job on it.
I didn't see who got the hand on the block punt. But that's a big play.
Yes, it was. Look at that.
Here you go. Thank you, Award Masters.
I've tried to take that trophy for years now and can't get my hands on it. That's why they keep me up here.
All right, so Crestview, after the blocked punt, taking over at the Milton 38-yard line. And a flag before the snap.
It's usually a false start. And it will be.
It will be, yep.
Boy, I tell you what, penalties plagued the Bulldogs. Hasn't really hurt them too much, but got some simple little things to clean up, although it is the first game of the year for them.
All right, first down and 15 now after the 5-yard penalty. Tassin keeps.
Bounces off.
Bounces off one, but he's not going to get away from 2 and 3. In there on the stop. Defensively, that's going to be Lorenzo Davis, number 20, first man to get there. Matthew McDonald also in on the play. So good defensive stop by the Milton defense. Loss on the play of maybe a yard. No check. Call it no gain to back to the 43-yard line. So 2nd down and 15. Clock running, though. Remember the one thing Milton did driving out from their own goal line. Great, they got 50 yards of field position, but they chewed up a lot of time when they came up empty on that drive. Now Crestview trying to run some clock. Tassin trying to get outside. He's not going to get there. Big defensive play, and that's
Quamik Benton.
Quamik Benton, the senior outside linebacker, number 18, 6'1", 190. And he comes up with a big play, did not let the dangerous Zy Tassin get away. So big defensive play. I think Ronnie Douglas is going to be pretty happy with a lot of what he's seen defensively tonight.
Yes.
Now trying to get off the field for Milton quickly, hustling off the field and making it. 3rd down.
We got some Milton fans standing up, hollering. I haven't seen that in quite some time.
3rd and 19 from the 47. Tassin
Coach Grant's going to call a timeout.
They will. I'm not sure if they were. I don't know. All right, let's take a timeout with them. Timeout on the field. 6:20 to go. Crestview by 7 here on Friday Night
You're
Rivals.
watching Gene's Floor Covering Friday Night Rivals.
All right, 3rd down and about 19 for Crestview at the Milton 47-yard line. Panthers trying to come up with a defensive stop, get the ball back with about 6.5 to go.
There's that man.
Tassin turns it up, banged out of bounds at about the 36-yard line, so he's going to be well short of the 1st down.
And he stops the clock for the Panthers.
Yep, actually they're going to mark it at the 39, so he's a good 10 yards short of a 1st down there. Good pursuit as Iron Fleming chasing him down, and Spratt as well, finally knocking him out of bounds. He's had a nice game defensively. Number 20, Lorenzo Davis.
Yeah.
A lot of Panthers have had a nice defensive. Well, it's a 13-6 game, so a lot of both teams. Well, they got it spread out here on 4th down, 4th and about 11.
See if they're going to draw them off sides here.
And make it more manageable.
Worth a shot.
Let's see.
There it is.
Yep, not going to happen. So you go ahead and take the delay of game. The 5 yards don't mean that much if you're going to punt it from this part of the field. So don't burn a timeout. See if you can draw them off or see if you can see something that you might be able to take advantage of. And they saw neither. So they'll take the 5-yard penalty and then punt, presumably, from the 44-yard line. And so with 5:51 to go, we have seen that Milton offensively, when they do get something going, it takes time. They have to, a Ronnie Douglas
They're not
offense.
a big play offense.
Right. They're going to be a kind of grinded out kind of offense under the best of circumstances, but they're going to need to cover some ground here to get a tying touchdown. Was his knee down? It was not.
Oh, boy.
Boy, just got the punt away.
Oh, look at this.
That gets loose and gets out of bounds at the 10-yard line. That was back.
If we could get a replay on that, I would love to see if his knee was down.
It was close.
It sure looked close. Not that it matters. We don't have replay that counts for anything, but we have replay
Sophomore Callan Billings, the punter. Oh, his knee was down. It sure was. Oh, that was so close.
Oh, man.
I honestly didn't think his knee was down when I saw it the first time. It was so quick.
Oh,
but
boy.
It just did graze the blade of grass. So Crestview may have gotten a break there. That was close.
Ooh, you imagine if that, oh my goodness, holy cow.
Wow.
Oof, all right.
So that whatever is not our school bus stop of the game, that was our second nominee. Wow, that was close.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's go down to the sideline with our herd. Yeah, our herd real estate sideline reporter, Haley Samples, has something for us.
Hey guys, things are amping up here. The energy is still pretty high down here. We're hearing chants from both sides, but we haven't seen too much action over on the scoreboard, but I am seeing a lot of movement here around. I'm told that Milton is known for their concession stands. There's quite a few. I've seen at least 4 different places where people are walking around buying food. I heard the shish kebabs are also a fan favorite out here, but nonetheless, we're still down here on the sidelines. The Crestview Bulldogs are maintaining the lead, but the game is not over until it's over. We still have some gameplay to go, so we'll see how it all shakes out. Guys, back to you.
All right, here we go. Milton snapping it, first down, a little pass out here to Aboya. David Aboya gets to the sideline, stayed in bounds, gets across the 15 to the 17-yard line. So a little quick out. That's pretty much been the passing game for Milton here in game 1.
It's a 5-yard gain.
Yeah. 5:27 to play, so time is a factor indeed.
We have a Crestview player. We do have a Crestview player down on the Milton sideline.
They will mark the ball at the, is it the 17-yard line? They give them the 17. So I'm not. Let's take the break here as the player is down for Crestview. We'll take a break. All right, we rejoin action here. 5:27 to play. And the Milton Panthers have the ball out across the 15-yard line.
Oh, nothing doing.
Not going anywhere there, so we're winding down towards the 5-minute mark. Milton having to drive the length of the field. They trail by 7. That was Antonio Middleton on the carry.
The injured Bulldog was number 11, Stone Coburn, but he walked off under his own power. Looked like a cramp. 2 players down, and both of them walked off, so probably it is still August, and you'll see the cramping late in some of these games. Big play now for Milton, 3rd down. 3rd down and about 4. The long 4 from the 17-yard line. Hall looking to throw. He's got a man. He catches the tight end. Brendan Farish, the 6'5" tight end, hauls that one in on the sideline. And boy, the flicker of life from the passing game, and it could not come at a better time for Milton. As Hall pump fake there and then finds his man up the sideline. And Farish, the tight end, hauls it in and gets out across the 40-yard line before he's run out of bounds. 26 yards on the play. And Milton, actually they mark it now at the 43. A Hampton Hyundai first down, and the Panthers are in business. Look at this.
There's a big play for Paul. Paul out across midfield. Kyle Paul, the senior running back, and now the Panthers have something going here as we click towards the 4-minute mark. 4 minutes remain here in the 4th quarter, and the Panthers trying to drive to a tying touchdown. Field goal does them no good. 48-yard line, 2nd and 1. And it's Paul again for the first down at the 45. He is spun down there by number 96, Jordan Stoudemire. He's had a big game. Panthers with a first down.
And Aboya is going to check in. Looks like that'll be Aboya, and Wyatt Holland will check in along with Graham Williams for the Panthers.
Graham Williams, number 9, so a couple of possession-type receivers. Wyatt Holland is really one of those guys when you need to get a big catch, for a first down. He's as good a guy as any to go to, but they're going to run it straight ahead again. And this time, again, Kyle Paul. This time, not much business there. Max Anderson comes up to make the tackle, and they'll mark it at the 41-yard line. So we'll pick up a 4 on the play, but again, clock ticking down. 3 minutes now, inside 3 minutes to go. Here in the fourth quarter is the Panthers trying to drive to a tying score. 2nd down and 6 now from the 41-yard line. Wyatt Holland at the top.
Oh, no.
Hall, and now he's got a chance and throws it short, but he did well. Boy, don't lose your cool there, Antonio.
Boy, Antonio Middleton.
I don't know. Did he draw a flag? I don't know. I don't think so. Boy, it was close.
I'm glad the referee didn't throw a flag in that moment, but my goodness, young man, calm down. It is not worth costing your team 15 yards. And how about this? Katie Hall, that's the best case scenario handling that whole situation.
I'm not really sure what Max Anderson did to annoy him other than cover him. There may have been something going on in there, but boy, fortunate not to get a flag. So it's going to be 3rd down and 6 from the 41. That does stop the clock with 2:37 to go. 2 more cracks at it. They need 6 for the first down to keep the drive alive. Hall keeps.
Look at this.
First down or very close to it as he's hit again by Landon Scott right at the first down marker. And it is a first down for Katie Hall and the Milton Panthers, 35-yard line. The clock runs after the first down, 2:23 to play.
Boy, Landon Scott is going to be a 70-second tackle today. My goodness.
But the clock is running, and boy, Milton showing no sense of urgency. They got a long way to go. 34 yards they need to cover. And now they're down to the 2-minute mark. Hall throwing long for Aboya.
Oh,
in and out of his hands. David Aboya. Covered on the play by Sean Johns.
Let's see if Johns gets his hand in there, or is it just off Aboya? And it was like, I think it was coming around.
Yeah, I think tough catch, had to go up to get it, but he had a shot at it. Does stop the clock with 1:53 to play. 2nd and 10 now. From the 34. Holland wide, split out wide to the left. And the hand is straight ahead. And the Crestview defense is there.
Nothing doing for Spratt.
Stone Coburn was there to make the stop along with Jordan Stoudemire.
Now it's a minute and a half left. You got a long way to go. 3rd and long.
Boy, a lot of time between plays here. They'll huddle up.
Well, you got to go.
Yeah. 3rd down and 8. Hall going deep, and again up and pulling it down.
My goodness.
Ezra Jones makes the catch at the 7. Injured Crestview player. That will stop the clock.
That's Sean Johns.
Sean Johns on the field. But look at Ezra Jones, that dangerous receiver, going up and making the play.
That could have been a face mask as well on the way down.
But he's got the first down for Milton at the 7-yard line. 25 yards on the catch. If it is the 7. Call it 27 yards. It was a 34-yard line. 27 yards is what the play covers. If indeed they mark it at the 7. They haven't put the ball down yet. But 1:09 to play. So the clock that was a huge factor against Milton. They were fighting the clock. Now they got plenty of time from the 7-yard line. There's our Reesburg Institute hearing huddle on the Crestview sideline, and now the Bulldogs trying to hang on to the 7-point lead. They have to come up with a defensive stop. Remember, the Milton defense had a stirring goal line stand that kept them in the game in the third quarter. It was a 13-6 ball game at the time, and it is still a 13-6 ball game. And now it's Crestview's defense that has risen to the occasion so many times tonight. And Thomas Grant will ask him to do it one more time.
Here's another thing. Obviously, Milton's got to put the ball in the end zone. But if you're Coach Douglas, do you go for 2?
I would. Again,
I mean, all the momentum has been in your corner.
Yeah.
You have Crestview against the ropes. You got to finish them.
I think if you're, especially from, what Milton's coming from last year, it's a great message to send. You get there, you fought your way back, and
let's put them away.
You give here's the confidence we have in you to go get it.
But it's a long 7-8 yards right here.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves. First and goal from about the 8-yard line. Katie Hall sends the man in motion. He will keep. Gets a couple blocks. He gets to the 2-yard line. Katie Hall, clock running inside a minute. The clock running. They mark it at the 2.5-yard line.
Oh, they're going to hurry to the line, and Crestview's got to get the man off.
And he's just jogging off. We're going to call a timeout.
Oh, we got a ref timeout. Ref got shaken up right here.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, Hall just dove to the 2.5-yard line. So Milton 2.5 yards away from tying this game. 44.1 seconds to go. Second. It'll be second and goal.
The referee got knocked over supposedly after the play right here. Oh
yeah. There you go. Oh yeah. He really got. Yeah.
Ran into Jaden Goldsmith.
All right. Second and goal from on the 13th play of the drive. Milton trying to get even. Hall.
Oh, look at that tackle right there.
Big play by guess who? Max Anderson. Landon Scott and Max Anderson to come up with a big play. 26 seconds to go. Milton fans calling for a timeout. Take a timeout.
Yeah, he did. The referee did. Yeah.
Boy, there's a group of fans, students right in front of us. Boy, they're frantic. They didn't have much to cheer about a year ago. They weren't in many close games like this down at the end. So they've got, that's a hungry group, both on the field and in the stands.
Yeah, you saw Caden's helmet come off as well there at the end.
So with the timeout, he gets to stay in the game on the next play. They were going to take the timeout anyway, and they put 10 seconds, almost 10 seconds back on the clock. 31 seconds now.
1 yard line. Look at this. Look at where that ball is just sitting.
At the 1, and it's going to be third down from the 1. And there was the block by Spratt, but Max Anderson slashing in to make the stop along with Siaki.
Yeah. Touchdown, save it tackle.
No kidding. Siaki, 57, also there. 1 yard line.
Oh, man. Again, last year, Crestview won this football game 42-7.
That's a distant, it's not even a memory.
No, not anymore.
All right, Spratt is in the backfield along with Kyle Paul. And Spratt's going to take the snap.
And he will not be stopped. Oh!
And he is in for the touchdown.
The bowling ball himself, Aiden Spratt. Boy, oh boy, runs like a fullback. Plays linebacker as well. Use that position, linebacker.
And now they have to make the kick or go for 2. What do you do?
Looks like they're going to kick it. Got the field goal unit out there.
Well, the Milton kicker Boone Sanborn. That was a 14-play drive, covered 89 yards, 5 minutes, 15 seconds. But now they have to convert. Boone Sanborn's kick is up. And it's good, and he is mocked. Boone Sanborn, whose first extra point tonight clanged off the left upright, but he drilled that one. The Milton Panthers drove 89 yards in 5 minutes and 15 seconds and tied the game on Aiden Spratt's touchdown plunge. And then the extra point by Boone Sanborn. It's a 13-13 tie. And we have 27 seconds to go in regulation. Wow.
Looks like Stone Coburn right there being helped off the field. That's not a good sign for the Bulldogs. Saw him, he had that cramp earlier. He is struggling right now. Good to see him walking a little bit, but big loss. Oh, we're not over.
No.
A lot can happen in 27 seconds. By the way, after dinking one off the goalpost before, game on the line, by the way, most pressure, money, right down the middle.
And on top of all of that, the emotion, the psychology of everything that happened to these guys last year, to just kind of rewrite the script.
All but a memory.
You want to make sure that's not a memory. Get rid of those memories. Just
those are good to have on your shoulder. Remember what it was like.
Yeah.
That's that motivation. You never want to go back to that place.
Yeah, the motivation's great, but I'd rather have some positive thoughts to think of, and they've got some positive thoughts tonight. So we have 27.1 seconds to go. And remember, Crestview has 2 long kickoff returns tonight. And Ronnie Douglas said we practiced trying to kick it over their heads, and they haven't done it tonight. So what do? You kind of...
You got Patrick Rogers and Jay McQueen back there, 2 of the fastest guys here at the park.
Each of whom has broken a long kickoff return. You maybe drill a squib kick?
I don't even take a chance.
Yeah, there you go. Kick it out of bounds. Let them go ahead and line up at the 35 and take your chances.
Your defense is giving up 13 points in almost 4 quarters. I don't want to give them anything cheap right here.
No. And, of course, the clock does not start because it was kicked directly out of bounds. Yeah.
Hey, first game in quite some time. Well, welcome. It's a heck of a game to come back to.
Yeah, this is great. I didn't realize you guys were having so much fun.
Oh, they're not all this way, trust me.
By the way, Steve Nissom is back at WEAR and handling a prep football final tonight. I think there he is.
Look at him.
10-15. They're dragging guys out of retirement all over the place, aren't they?
I was about to say that, it's just weird not seeing you pop up right there, but it's great to have you in the booth with us.
Well, it's great, and we're delighted that Steve is back. He really was the guy who was the driving force behind Prep Football Final. Doug Mouton created it in 1996. Steve was the man who produced it. He was the one who was responsible for 21 years, and now coming back to take it over once again with me in retirement. I got to admit, this Friday night has felt a little weird with not being there and not editing the 6 or 7 games I'd handle.
Hey, you got to walk around. Everybody in the crowd, you knew somebody in every row at this stadium.
I saw Steve Campbell, of course, who was just a terrific coach. Coached South Alabama and national championship coach in Delta State. And played at Tate, played with Ronnie Douglas at Tate, and Steve Campbell's here. He's in retirement, but he's kind of here helping out a little bit, just giving a little bit of advice. And had a nice chat with him before the game tonight. Sawyer Smith, who was a quarterback at Tate, he's handling the quarterbacks. Yeah, he's handling the quarterbacks for Milton, and had a chat with him. So yeah, it's been a nice night to reconnect with some people, get out of the studio. All right, here we go. 27 seconds again. They'll try it again from the 35-yard line. That one stays in play, and out to the 40, 45, and knocked down at the 44-yard line actually. So this time Milton covering the kick as they contain Rogers. And there you see Ariston Johnson.
Fired up a little bit?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Well, he is. He's made some big plays tonight as well.
He has.
A lot of defensive players, can have the right to sit there and pound themselves on the chest a little bit. It's been a great defensive game for both sides. Big defensive plays all the way around. I can't believe I'm looking at taillights of some cars leaving this game tonight.
Shame on them.
Yeah. I hope they've got somewhere good to go.
I promise you, get into that Fusakli's early, it might be worth it. It might be worth it.
I don't know. We're headed 23 seconds to go. Either a spectacular finish here or we're headed to overtime. All right. right, here we go. 44-yard line, empty backfield. Zy Tassin flips it and drops. That was Rogers. Incomplete pass.
About to say, I'm surprised they didn't blow it down immediately. That was definitely an incomplete pass.
18 and a half seconds to go now. Tassin, of course, has thrown that interception to Aboya, you know, along the sideline, which could be disastrous if he repeats that. He, of course, earned the starting job because she takes care of the football.
That's right.
But now he's got to come up with a big play, and so you have to walk that fine line between a big play and how much risk do you take. Pair of receivers on either side, empty backfield. And a flag before the snap. I think might have gotten some motion on one of the wide receivers, maybe Rogers.
Remaining second down.
Did they run a few seconds off the clock? It's at 16.3 right now. 5-yard penalty against Crestview. 3 receivers out to the right side. And they have C.J. Reynolds and Rogers over to the left. Keep it on the ground, Tassin. But he can't find any room to run.
And that is all she wrote.
That should do it, making the stop. He's had a big fourth quarter. Quamique Benton with another stop. And they're just going to let it run out. Well, now they stop the clock with 3.3.
I guess Coach Grant called a timeout.
One last play. Take one shot at it.
All right, well, here you go. You got 3 seconds left. You come up with a trick play here. Just maybe a double pass. Who knows what? Just stay back.
Well, I might go long or throw something,
but be careful,
reasonably downfield.
Yeah, but
don't let it get picked off on the sideline. Yeah,
that's it.
That's why maybe a manageable pass, a hook and lateral, something like that. Yep. Or you call a timeout, take a knee. This is really good. Let's go to overtime.
Stop.
Yeah, let's go to overtime. Think it through. But they put some time back on the clock. 12 seconds, so a little more time. Third down. The other thing is, you throw an incomplete pass, and then you face a fourth down. You don't want to give it back. You probably don't want to punt it. So here we go.
You got Caden Hall, you got Aboya back there, and R.J. Coleman playing deep.
Wide open field, lots of space. Maybe Tassin keeps and tries to break one. Who knows? There's that pass across the middle. And trying to fight free, and he's not going to be able to do it. 40-yard line. Stops the clock with 5.4 seconds to go. They got the first down. They're going to start the clock as soon as they set the chains. They haven't done that yet.
There it is.
But they start the clock. They'll get one more snap off. And they did stop the clock with 0.3 of a second to go. Although the clock operator didn't stop it. The ball did hit the ground with about 0.3 to go. So Crestview got the first down and should have one more crack at it from about the 38-yard line.
Got 1 second on the board.
So this should be it. Sean John split out here, wide to the right side.
You don't want to kick the 55-yarder here?
Ronnie Williams, number 17, also out here. Chase and Lawrence also to the right. Flag is breaking.
That's a false start.
Yeah, Johns took off too soon.
Looks like your left tackle took off too.
So 5 yards against Crestview. It was a dead ball foul, so you don't have a 10-second runoff at the end, which would have ended things. So
it's moments like this you wish you had the old Graham Gano over there at Tate.
Yeah.
I remember watching him.
65-yarder. Yes. He had a 65 and a 64-yarder in high school. Tassin looking.
Uh-oh. He's running out of room. Here we go.
Hang on to the ball.
Boy, I don't throw that ball up. Just go down with it.
No. Yeah, you
too much bad can happen.
Yep, and not enough good. Anyway, that'll do it. The Milton defense again rises to the occasion, and the Milton Panthers are going to overtime. So it's already a step in the right direction for them. For the Panthers, 0-10 a year ago, and they're going overtime with Crestview tonight. So, oof.
All right, well,
line it up at the 10-yard line, and
let's go to work.
Yep.
Well, I've got some scores for you. Catholic 42, Navarre 27 late in the fourth. Tate and Fort Walton Beach still 14-7. Saying third quarter, don't believe that's updated yet. Gulf Shores trailing 14-21 at Choctaw at home, so it looks like Choctaw might get that win tonight. Orange Beach still 20-14 in the fourth against Alberta. St. Michael Catholic, Phillip Rivers and his, by the way, Gunner, his son.
Yeah, he's something.
Fantastic quarterback, my goodness. They're up 41-10. Baker beat Vernon 48-6, and again that final, Lincoln over Niceville 36-29.
All right, you probably know them by now. They'll flip the coin, see who wants to take the ball first. Each team will get an opportunity to possess the ball starting from the offensive 10-yard line. And it's basically like extra innings in baseball. You know, whoever comes out of each inning, each possession, if anyone comes out ahead, and they win it. And we just keep going until somebody
eventually something will happen.
Somebody outscores somebody else in an extra inning, I guess, in overtime. So, you know, usually you win the toss and you defer or you give the ball to the other team because you like to know what you need when you get it with the second possession in overtime. You need to get the touchdown. Will a field goal do it?
That's it. I believe each team gets a timeout as well. So,
all right. Wow, I tell you what, that kind of resets the culture in your program. An 89-yard drive by Milton in over 5 minutes. I mean, and you know, you're 40 yards away, and the clock's running into the final minute.
It's a minute and a half left.
And they make the big pass, from Katie Hall down to Ezra Jones, is a terrific catch inside the 10-yard line. Really, the play of the game, the pass of the game, the offensive play of the game, and that put him in position where they had a shot from inside the 10-yard line.
It's like Crestview won the toss, and they will. I'm assuming they'll defer.
That's what I would think.
I don't know. He looked at Crestview, but then he's asking. Oh yeah, okay. So Crestview won the toss. He's asking
which
Coach
side,
Douglas,
which end of the field you want to go to.
Yeah.
So it'll be Milton will have the ball. Crestview won the toss. Katie Hall and Torian Easter were the two captains out there taking part in all that. So Milton will have the ball first. So you're riding high after driving to that touchdown. Remember, they had to drive from their own 11-yard line with a little over 5 minutes to go.
Yes, sir.
And they managed to do it. Now they will start from the 10-yard line.
Man, oh man, what a week one.
Remember that big play also, you know, the tight end, Brandon Farish.
Yep.
Yeah, from that got him out of a hole and got him down the field. So they had the two big pass plays.
Yeah, they were on the half-yard line down here and got the ball out.
Yeah.
Every time they had their back against the wall, they found a way out.
Now they're going to try to put the pressure on Crestview and take the lead for the first time tonight. All right. Two back. Spratt is back there along with Paul. Paul gets the handoff, bounces off.
Look at this.
And he's in for the score.
One play. That's all it took. Kyle Paul with the fourth Jordan and Associates. That's the generator guy's touchdown.
Wow. There is a flag in the end zone. Is that a celebration or is that during the play? I saw a flag go down.
They're waving it off.
They're waving it off. All right. So no penalty on the play. And Milton has their first lead of the night. How many leads did they have last year? I don't know. I should have gotten my research department on that earlier. All right, big extra point now.
There it is.
And it's good. Boone Sanborn, who kicked that extra point to tie the game with 13 seconds to go, now tacks on the extra point, and the Panthers have the 20-13 lead, and now Crestview must respond from behind for the first time all night.
Wow.
First time Milton has the lead is in overtime.
My goodness.
So now the pressure on Zy Tassin and that Crestview running game.
Look at this. Just a bounce off those guys, spins, and there is nobody home.
And a big block there by 55, Bo Browder. Kind of got a fistful of jersey as well. But again, right side, Bo Browder and Bryce Baxley. Jackson Strickland, LaQuentin Longmire, Josh Stillings also.
So Tassin will be out here. McQueen will be out here as well, number 4, and Chashawn Cobb in the backfield.
All right. Tassin ready to take the snap. Takes the handoff and keeps it.
Look at this.
Tassin's in for the touchdown. And now Crestview needs the extra point to extend this game.
1 for 1 for you. Another Forrest Jordan and Associates. That's the generator guy's touchdown. More touchdowns have been scored here in the past 5 seconds than all game. Look at this.
Wow.
Nobody home again. Little kiss to the crowd. And not the right thing to do, but hey, celebrate, young man.
And now they have to tack on the extra point.
Or do they?
Trey Hardman, or do you go for 2?
Look, he's bringing the offense out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
He said, you know what, that first play was pretty easy. Let's see if we can do it again.
All right, they've got that big offensive line in there. And remember, Milton has come up with 2 goal line stands tonight. They had that one to stop at the 1-yard line, which kept him in the game. It would have Crestview was about to take could have taken a 20-6 lead, and who knows, that might have been enough at that point. And it really seemed to fire up Milton and fuel their comeback. And then they made another defensive stop as well down inside the 10-yard line. Reesburg Institute, the hearing huddle.
I tell you what, Coach Grant, I mean, I like the call if he does go for 2 here. You know, momentum. It just seems like they can't stop Milton right now. The defense is a little gassed. The offense, we talked about the speed of Crestview, and we've wondered how that's going to, Milton will be able to handle that this year. Not being the fleetest of foot out there, but we know Crestview, one thing they do have, and it is speed. And looks like that offense is coming back out on the field.
Well, here we go. 2-point conversion from the 3-yard line to see who walks away with a win. It's 20-19 Milton.
All right, it's Tassin. It's Chashawn Cobb, and it's Jay McQueen in the backfield. Patrick Rogers out.
2-point conversion for the game.
Uh-oh.
Tassin. Incomplete. Milton has won.
Oh, my goodness. Holy cow.
Tassin looking under a lot of pressure and throwing behind one or ahead of the other. I don't know if he was looking for Rogers or perhaps looking for McQueen, but the big defensive pressure there by Matthew McDonald, number 11. And we mentioned, we talked to his dad, Jason, earlier tonight. You know, the senior linebacker with the big pressure on Tassin and forcing the errant throw. Milton 0-10 a year ago. They have celebrated a victory for the first time in 2 years. Ronnie Douglas' era starts with a clutch win, and not just the win, but the way they won it. With a big drive, a lot of character they have shown, and obviously a heartbreak for Crestview. They had a number of chances to maybe put this game away, but you've got to tip your hat to the Milton Panthers for all they've been through to show the competitive fight they had in winning this ball game coming from behind. All right, Milton coming away with a 20-19 win in overtime over the Crestview Bulldogs, and the Panthers celebrate their first win.
We'll get to hear from the Panthers in just a minute.
Exactly, since 2023. All right, we'll take a break, come back with the victorious Milton Panthers, something they wanted to hear for a while. What a game.
You're watching Gene's Floor Covering, Friday Night Rivals.
Milton Panthers celebrating a win, something we weren't able to do last year, but boy, they are certainly better days here in Milton as the Panthers celebrating a 20-19 win in overtime against Crestview. What a game. We will join the winning team here and talk to the coach in just a moment. But first, the school bus stop of the game. School bus stop of the game was the last play of the game in overtime. Milton coming up with the stop of Crestview to win the ball game.
This is the school bus stop of the game, presented by NHTSA. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Our school bus stop of the game. The Milton defense fought all night long, coming up big last play to get that first win in oh so long. My goodness, you see Zai Tassin.
And look at Matthew McDonald with the pursuit. Coverage in the end zone. Nice job back there. There you see Katie Hall. Of course, you're going to have your best athlete back there on defense. And he came up with the big play. They all did on the school bus stop of the game. All right. Let's go down to the field with Haley Samples.
All right, Coach, your team just performed quite the comeback. I mean, talk to me how it feels to walk away with the win tonight.
Just wonderful. These young men in this community, been waiting for this for a long time. It's just a great feeling all around.
Yeah, what was the key to winning tonight's game?
Just not giving up and doing what we've been doing in practice. Just staying with our system, and just getting after them, knowing what we're doing will work, and they believe in what we're doing, and they bought in, and just a great football game tonight.
Yeah, well, we've got a trophy for you tonight, none other than the Friday Night Rivals Trophy.
Oh no, we got to get Haley out of there.
All right,
yeah.
Very excited. It means a lot for the team. I can see.
What's that, sweetie?
I see this trophy means a lot for your players tonight.
For these guys, yes, we're going to keep a hold of this thing for a little while. We got another one coming up at the end of the year. Appreciate you guys coming out and doing this for us.
Thank you so much. All right, y'all, let's hear it one more time. Congratulations. Hey, Mom! Guys, back to
David Aboya, yeah. David Aboya's had some airtime. He's pretty comfortable with the microphone. Well, congratulations to the Milton Panthers, and what a game. I know it's heartbreak for the Crestview Bulldogs.
Yes, it is.
They felt they had several chances to put this game away, but again, tip the hat to Milton, to rise to the occasion, to stay with it, to be competitive. Obviously, there is a culture shift here at Milton where they're starting to believe, and why not? What a big win for the Milton Panthers as they knock off the Crestview Bulldogs, and Milton running off with that Award Masters trophy tonight.
Couple more things to give away here. We've got our Boutwell Air Masters sack of the game, and it's sack-ish, okay? There wasn't a whole lot going on back there, and it is none other than, well, look, it's a handoff to the back. It kind of just tells you the night for the Milton Panthers.
Yeah,
I mean, they were able to step up and make some big stops.
Iron Fleming with the big play there,
all night. They ran to the opposite side of Iron Fleming, by the way, most of the night. But you know what? The rest of the Panthers stepped up and made some big plays, and including, I want to shout out Ariston Johnson stepping up as well. He's one of the number 33, Aiden Spratt, all those guys doing a great job tonight. And our final, Jeans floor covering player of the game. Well, when you talk about the quarterback position, it's very important. It's a guy that's got to be able to handle the football, handle the tough situations. He's got to battle up there, especially if they're not a throw-in football team. They're going to run the football down your throat. They've got three different guys, and it's KD Hall, the man that answered the call, that was tough sledding, made the big decisions right there. Everybody else picked him up, but KD Hall was the leader on the field tonight, playing both ways, by the way. A little bit of defense as well, but see right there. Finds a way, doesn't panic, finds a way to get some positive yards, and look at this, being pulled for another first down. And tell you what, KD Hall, special player, well-deserving our Jeans floor covering player of the game.
And it was a game where, for much of the night, we're thinking the player of the game is going to be a defensive player, and we had a number of those to choose as well, or pick from as well. But, of course, it was KD Hall engineering that great 89-yard drive to tie it. And then, of course, the Panthers win it in overtime.
Big game next week?
Big game next week. The Catholic Crusaders at Pace. That's going to be another 7:30 start. Week 2, Christian Garmin will be back here, and I'll go back to my, whatever I do. And so, Jeff, appreciate it. Derek Diamond doing all the stats tonight. Wonderful job, guys. And for our director, Jack Canavan, and our producer, Daniel Hemme, and for the crew, cameras, graphics, everything, the setup, they're going to be here for a while. It's a great crew that does a lot of work, a lot more work than we do. Haley Samples, our sideline reporter. Thank you very much. There you go. Here's the group that put this broadcast together tonight. Thank you to all of them. And thank you for watching us here tonight on Friday Night Rivals. On behalf of our entire crew, Dan Shugart saying so long from Milton High School. Once again, the final score in overtime. The Milton Panthers 20, the Crestview Bulldogs 19. Good night.